Yeah.
All right. Should we get going?
Yeah, let's get going.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today, it is Monday. It is July 18th. We're joined by Francis Ellis.
Our specialist guest that we've ever had on this program. And I'm honestly downright giddy that you're here. I'm like excited. Like I'm almost like I'm doing something wrong.
I tell you what, man, I'm feeling nervous.
Yeah, are you?
I'm like, any minute they're going to walk in and just escort me out of here.
When you came in here, the security guard pulled his gun on you.
He sure
and he
did.
was like, get the fuck out of here.
That's right.
He was that. Yeah. Erica and Dave are going to fucking kick down the door like the Undertaker, just like shadow in the doorway, fucking ready to rip your ass out of here.
I mean, I don't know what you two are thinking bringing me in.
We're really testing our good standing at this company.
It's going to bounce back poorly on you guys.
We wanted to have you on for a while, but Rone was the one that made the final call. I don't have the authority to be making moves like that.
Yeah,
I wanted to have
this
you
on. This is all going on Rone if shit goes south.
For sure. I can bear that yoke. But then the people that are coming back in here, like Buddha Ben is back in here doing like 5 podcasts, having like merch meetings and shit like that. Like you should be able to fucking come back in and just like do a little round of like saying hi to all your old friends and coworkers.
It would be nice. It would have been nice. It's been 3 years. Just over 3 years. I was fired right before the 4th of July of 2019.
Damn.
And so we're just past that now. And here I am. And
that's enough healing. That's enough time to fucking heal.
Some wounds don't heal, I think. I don't know.
We're talking about a scar. Yeah.
Have they found the girl I talked about? Like, is that why I'm back? Is she okay?
She's actually alive.
Yeah.
She's actually fine.
Yeah.
She was actually a bad person. So it's actually okay that you made fun of her.
Every day I Google her name. No luck yet, but unfortunately, every day I Google her name and my name comes up too, and I'm like, God damn it,
dude! So, what does it feel like walking back in here? What is what's going through your head? Like,
it's very surreal.
Yeah,
it's very spooky. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I walked by in the ground floor, and there's a guy there, and it's like visitors must sign in. And I was like, just act like you work here still. So I blew right by him and got away with it. And I was like, okay, that's one layer of down.
Yeah, one defense.
And then I didn't know where the buttons for the elevators were because they're automated now.
It's like, I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck, he's going to realize that I don't know where the elevator buttons are. And he's be like, wait, did you sign in? So I quickly found it and I was like, should I just take the stairs? Yeah. And then I went in and then I couldn't remember what floor the office was. And so I went to the wrong floor. I went to the sales floor.
Damn.
And I got out and a guy was like, do you need to come in? I was like, yeah. And I came in and I immediately started trying to go down the stairs, but instantly I started hearing the murmurs of, is that Francis? Is that Francis? Is that Francis?
You get pulled into a meeting real quick. There's probably someone who, it's like the people on the islands in Vietnam who didn't know the war, or like in Japan who didn't know the war was over.
That's right.
People probably don't even know you got fired. They're like, Francis, get in here. Yeah. We got you you got to move some balls beachwear.
Yeah.
You got to fucking sell some merch up here.
We were supposed to have that, sponsored content meeting. Why are you keep doing this?
Barstool Gold.
It's like, well, I'm not allowed to post sponsored content on my own Instagram and get paid for it. So why would I ever do something for the team?
Oh my God, dude.
So how long did you work in this office?
Well, I was at the old one for probably a year and a half, and then this one for like a little over a year.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
It might have been more at the old one, but then this one, and then the last time that I was here, I thought it was the day that I got fired, but actually I had to come back in to collect my effects. And
when you got fired, in an ignominious stroke to an illustrious career, you weren't you like going on vacation like right after that or something like that? Like, weren't you about to hit like a fucking beautiful tropical vacation?
I was going to France.
Yeah.
You know France?
That's
brutal.
Dude. You were just there.
I was just in France.
France is kind of cool.
It's incredible.
It's pretty good.
I don't even think being fired from a dream job could sour France for me. Did it sour it for
Did you go?
No,
you
no.
Went still?
I mean, it's like 7/5 of my name, so or 5/7. I mean, so I fraction fucked it up.
That's fine. We know you know fractions.
Yeah. No, I went. I was supposed to go on Monday. It was the Friday before the 4th of July, and that was the first vacation that I had taken since I was working at Barstool. which I desperately needed because I was crumbling.
Yeah, when you are just cranking out content at all times, vacations are actually like really helpful, and they can act as like a full reset. And if you had just gotten that vacation like a week earlier, you would just be sitting alongside us.
Would have missed the Duncan Awards.
Yep.
Wouldn't have worn the wrong thing.
You think you would have still gotten fired?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
And you know what? You know who else deserves some of the blame? KB.
Yeah.
Why?
Because KB okayed that blog.
He did?
I had him look at it.
KB was your boss?
KB was sitting right next to me.
Hadn't KB been there for like a month?
I think a little longer, but I trusted him because he was a good writer.
Yeah.
And very smart. He's very cerebral.
But that's probably why he was like, fuck this guy. He's also a good writer. Like, let me sink his ship.
I like to think we were tight. When on slow days, we would do geography quizzes together, and he would always kill me.
Yeah.
It was kind of his jam.
He's more autistic than you.
He would do he'd be like, let's do the whole world. I'd get like 30% of it.
That's too much.
He'd be like, I missed 6 islands in the South
crazy.
Pacific. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. We need to fucking work more.
Yeah.
But
let's get back to these dead girl blogs.
Yeah, so I remember it was that Friday before the 4th of July. I had come in for Barstool breakfast. It was a gentleman's Friday. So
you know the boys were getting tanked.
So were you hammered when you got fired?
I didn't. I was pretty good about not going too hard on those because I'm not a big 7 a.m. drinker.
No, most people aren't.
On weekdays.
Hopefully.
But those dudes are though.
They sure are.
It's like that and like a Roquefort.
Big time.
Yeah.
Like just a bunch of cheese.
And he's always like, try this marbled Parmesan. And I'm like, dude, I need oatmeal. First.
Yeah, it's 7. My digestive system isn't working yet.
Not ready for hard dairy right now.
Yeah, please.
And red wine.
Yeah, what? What did they do the rest of the day? I can't imagine doing anything but sleeping after that.
I think they just go home right after.
They would. And so then I would try to like fuzzily find stories to blog about. And that day, Friday before the 4th of July, everyone's just trying to like make it to the end of the day. And I remember seeing, top of all those stupid sites we would look up, New York Post or whatever else, this story about this girl. And she was missing, and her sorority sisters. And I was like, okay. I remember we'd been taught words that would do well.
Sorority was one of them?
Sorority was right at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Sorority. And then it was like sugar daddy was another one. And so it was all of a sudden there were like 3 words associated with this story that were just right down the line.
It was like a slot machine. It was like ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Of a blog that would probably be read by a lot of the audience. And I was
little did you know.
Yeah, I looked on the back end.
Whole world.
And the 17 bloggers that would feast on topics, no one had it queued up. And I'm like, damn, what that should have been the red flag.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Wow, it's so rare to arrive on the blogging block and not have anyone have beaten you to a story. And I was like, man, I just need to write like 1 or 2 blogs today.
To get back in the good graces.
And then I can go on vacation, And this one was all teed up, and I like checked it out and read the story. She was a Call Her Daddy fan. And I was like, okay, great. The audience will eat this up. And then I did a quick search, like, is she okay? And then some older site had written a story about her a couple days earlier that said authorities do not suspect foul play. And I was like, okay. And then as a last check, I turned to our old friend KB No Swag.
Yeah. The last line of defense. The moral compass.
Mr. Sans Swag. And I said, hey, dude, what do you think of this? Is this a risky one? And he like glanced it over, looked through it, and he was like, seems like she's fine to me. And I'm like, all right.
Damn.
And I wrote the blog, and assuming she was fine, fired it off, went to meet you to do some
you were recording
pop punk.
Yeah, you were recording like
some piano
keys
stuff
for a pop punk song, and you were there being like, I don't know, is this bad? Like, I think this might be bad. And I was like, you're fine, dude. Do not even worry about it.
I think even PFT was like, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
We were like, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
It was the same Schadenfreude type of thing though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, people are all being mean to him. This is funny.
And
So
I'm getting all caps texts from Dave. All caps.
Yeah.
Like he would double tap the caps lock thing.
Yeah.
And be like, what the fuck? Why did you do this? And I'm like, oh, I do think this is bad. And then I was going to meet my girlfriend at the time, now fiance. I was going to meet her family for the first time in
Jesus
rural
Christ,
Pennsylvania.
This is a train wreck.
So I went straight from that punk
That is
thing
brutal.
to Penn Station and got on the train. And as I was on the train down, I got a call from Dave. And I was like, oh, he doesn't
Wait. So
call me ever.
had it been deleted at this point?
Oh, yeah. We deleted it instantly.
So wait,
it was up for like an hour and a half.
and were all the
Then
comments
it came
like,
out that she was, then as soon as
She was alive when it was like Schrodinger's blog.
presumably she was alive. We didn't know any to the worst. And then as soon as she was, then that moment, an hour and a half after I wrote it, she was found
dead,
murdered.
Yeah,
and brutally murdered. And then instantly I started getting emails from like the Daily Beast, Deadspin, even the Washington Post. And I was like, you guys must have better things to write about. But they were like, we're writing a story on the fact that you wrote this story. We have 3 questions. 1, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like 2, did you have anyone check this? Like 3. And I was like,
yeah, KB.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, please consult Mr. No Swag.
Yeah. You're gonna want to get in touch with KB No Swag.
Yeah.
He had a run, dude. I think the Two Bigs title was his idea as well.
Oh yeah.
He was titling everything, dude.
Yeah, by the way, not for nothing, like even as ridiculous as that was, the problem I had with it most was like, man, they worked so hard to make this acronym fit. So many of those words are just such a silly way to make an acronym work.
Yeah.
Come on.
That was the week I got hired, and I remember I screenshot and I sent it to KB, and I was like, "This is old, right?" And he was like, "No, that was today. That was literally." I was like, I'd been hired for like 10 hours, and I was like, "Fuck, dude."
Dude, the word that bothered me the most in that was extremely. I was like, even if you could just do now, it's gonna get real. Maybe throw an apostrophe in there, but extremely, you're just trying to make it fit.
You are. You could have, because it would have been like an app name, just like taking out the vowel. Like you would have got the point across if it was just.
Yeah. So Dave called me. I'm on the train. I'm 15 minutes from meeting my girlfriend's parents for the first time. And
so what do you do?
Yeah, he's like, we got to let you go. I'm sorry. It just is the way it is. And I was like, yeah, I get it. I mean, I just you felt like everything was I felt like everything was leading towards that. I at that point had such a pit in my stomach. Over the whole thing, and I just, as soon as I saw his name on my phone, I was like, I'm toast.
Damn,
and
that sounds like a nightmare.
Well, I will say this to Dave's credit, like he let me go. He was in nice terms, and I was pretty shaken, obviously, because now I had all these news outlets that were putting out stories, and
that's the worst.
The whole thing was just so beyond I had no idea.
You were more culpable than the guy that killed that woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Nobody knows his name
at all.
No. I mean, he's probably mad at me.
Yeah. He probably killed another girl to like make up for it. He's like, I'm gonna get my credit.
Little did I know I just had to write about her. Yeah. So
you went and met up with the.
I walked in, and I walked into I had to get on the phone with my like manager who helped me I crafted an apology statement, which to this day I'm actually quite proud of.
The apology?
I don't know if you've read the
Can
apology.
We read it?
It's a good one. Oh, it's well written. Yeah.
I'm sure it's well written. Was it like funny or
no? It was totally self-effacing and also like justly so absolved the company of any oversight over that blog, which was the entire purpose. I wanted everyone to know that nobody besides KB had looked at it, so that the company
you fell on the sword.
Yeah, well, I didn't want Barstool to get in trouble for my fuck up, and so I wrote that statement, and then that got included in all the articles.
Oh, that's good.
And all these articles, most of them were pretty fair, They was like, this dumb guy wrote this thing, but the Daily Beast to this day. The Daily Beast guy was so beyond belief ridiculous in what he wrote. He wrote that I had slut-shamed a murdered girl. That was the headline.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, how absurd is that? First of all, like I've never slut shamed anyone in my life. I love sluts.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. Well, I know everyone knows that about you.
I've been a slut for years. I was
Exactly,
a slut.
and you were proud of it.
Yeah, you know, let your freak flag fly. Go for it.
Yeah. Never would you ever.
Then
That
he,
was what you were really torn about.
He dug up all these old blogs I'd written and picked out jokes, especially like I used to write these blogs about Frankie and how much of a crush I had on him. And
Wanted to fuck his beautiful mouth.
yeah, and one of those blogs I wrote it's like something like I'd probably fuck him if he wanted to, but I won't because I'm not an F. And then I did asterisks to like blur the slur for gay people.
Yes.
Which I thought like someone who admits to wanting to bang a dude and then censors their homophobia was kind of funny. And the guy included that like joke, which I'd written a year before.
As if he had starred out the letters and you had used it flat out.
No, but he was like the blurring is his own work.
Oh, really? He put like the sick next to it?
And I'm like, dude, you cannot read that joke and accuse me of homophobia. It's such a mired, nonsensical joke.
Yeah.
And he was like he's exhibited homophobic humor before. He's done this and like slut shaming
It's a pattern.
and all these, dude. I'm telling you, I have this dream. I remember. I'm not gonna honor him by saying the writer's name, but I have this dream that one day I'll find a hacker from like Anonymous. One of those really undercover dark web people who's really good, who can just plant troves of child pornography on his hard drive, and then I'll call it in, you know, and then tweet the fuck out of it, and like be like this guy slut shamed 13-year-old. I don't know. I just think about it all the time. Troves.
Yes.
I want it to be troves.
Yes, tons. Like you want to be part of the SWAT team that has to like guide him out with his fucking underwear around his wrist or whatever.
And prison is so mean to people like that get found for that. You know?
Yeah.
They get turned inside
They tear
out.
their assholes.
His last name should be a synonym for child porn in history textbooks.
Yeah, like
Yes!
getting months.
Yes, Owen.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the dream.
That's what we're working on now. I know you've got some coders here.
Yeah, we could probably get Greer on it.
That would be good.
There has to be. Like, we could get Quigs on it.
What
or
about
something.
that guy that gave the code to McAfee? I feel like he might be up for hire.
Oh, yeah.
Bubble
yeah.
Gang?
Hunter. No, yeah. John Hunter or whatever his name is. Jeff Hunter.
He knew what he was doing.
Jeff Hunter could definitely plant some CP on someone.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Dude, so did you call your girlfriend at the time?
Yeah, so
or did you wait until you arrived at her parents' house and like pull her aside and be like, I just got fired?
I think I called her to let her know because I didn't want to walk in. You know, I wanted there to be some kind of
buffer.
Yeah, I just wanted them to know how totally dazed I would be because I walked in. And, I mean, I didn't eat for like I'm not lying. I didn't eat for 3 days.
Damn. Because it feels terrible. I'm sure it felt terrible.
You just think your life is over because the whole internet is on fire.
Wait, so
about you.
I know obviously like people who are not like Barstool fans were probably going crazy online, but were like were the stoolies like pissed too? Like, oh, like fuck you? Or were they like, this is a little much?
I think most people at the time, the reaction was mostly like, oh, it's too bad.
Yeah.
You know, we agreed that he probably had to go for this. That was really stupid. You got to know better. But like, you know, I wasn't being malicious. If you read the blog, I'm not like, I hope she's dead or something fucked up. I hadn't, you know, clearly I didn't know. And I was just being careless.
Yeah.
And so most people were just like, it sucks. Shitty thing. And then I think as time wore on, I think people were like, you know, maybe we could have suspended him or something like that. I don't know. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with the way it went down. I totally get it, and I would say that I'm on good terms with Dave and Erica at this point, and still hold the company in extremely high regard. I've become friends with so many of you guys, and I miss it here. I really do. I miss the people, and I really miss the work. I loved the work here.
Yeah. Just like writing and podcasting and doing like stupid, goofy, fun stuff.
You don't realize how uninterested the internet is in you until you lose a waiting audience of hundreds of thousands of people that you have here.
Yeah.
You know
Damn,
what I
yeah.
mean?
So what was it like the first like couple months, year of being like, all right, I'm still gonna. It's not like I'm gonna switch to a fucking law degree or like a fucking accounting job. You're like, I'm still fucking gonna grind and make it happen. You started Oops, you know what I mean? You started doing shit from home.
You know, it was a difficult balancing act of like, okay, am I supposed to like go into hiding and show that I'm contrite and, you know, sort of censor myself or muzzle myself for a while? I feel like if I do that, I'll lose any kind of momentum I might have had before this happened. So I need to, in a way, harness the people that are still interested in seeing what I have to offer without coming across as like totally trying to capitalize on this controversy I've created. So that was a difficult balancing act. Instantly, weirdly, I got like 3 or 4 emails and phone calls from people that were like, I want to hire you today. All kinds of weird places, and that a lot of which just didn't, you know, materialize and were like people, I think, talking out of their asses. And then you go and you do some podcasts because people obviously
you did some big shows though.
Yeah,
right?
in the comedy world, you know, being canceled is like a badge of honor a lot of the time, and
It's like your Boy Scout badge. Like I got my canceled badge.
and people I think want to show their support and their dislike of that whole thing by having you
And in the
on.
grand scheme of ways that people have gotten canceled, kind of mild.
I was a pretty safe.
Very mild.
Penis inside pants.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you
No
didn't do
racism,
no touching.
Yeah, none of that.
exactly.
So
It actually made like I'm trying to think of more mild ones than that.
I don't know. I mean, you know, there's a lot of the. Do you know Megan Amram? Do you know her?
Yeah.
She's big on Twitter.
Yeah.
She's a
A
brilliant
funny writer.
screenwriter. Wrote for Silicon Valley for many years. Like, just has been, and then The Good Place, or it just is like infinitely hireable person, brilliant writer. And then, you know, out of nowhere, she's having this great career, and then like someone went way deep in her Twitter and found some like anti-Asian tweets that were like just jokes, you know. But it was like, it wasn't that. People only went looking for that because the anti-Asian hatred thing popped up as a byproduct of COVID. So it was like the moment arrived to cancel her instead of like
What she did meriting
nobody
fresh canceling.
Nobody cared until that became the cause du jour.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Which
nobody was mad at fucking Washington for being a slave owner at the time.
Right.
But now suddenly slavery's wrong.
Right.
Now we want to rip down the statues, dude. It's fucking
Right.
bullshit.
Right. Dude, go watch Sex in the City. Go watch Sex in the City. We're watching Sex in the City right now. This show is, first of all, it's amazing. The writing is really tight, right? Holds up. Very funny. They say the word retarded constantly.
Yeah.
And they make fun of people with mental illnesses. Like the amount of stuff from that show that would not fly. And that was late 90s, early 2000s. And it's like, why doesn't anyone come after them? You know, is it because people with developmental disorders haven't had their turn yet? Like, is that not the time? Has it not come up
Are they not
yet?
equipped to defend themselves, or what?
Your words, not mine, bro.
I'm asking.
Your words,
questions.
not mine.
I'm asking questions. I'm asking you.
What do I know? I don't speak their language.
No, but it is. I mean, well, it's just inconsistent, and in some circles, it like weighs more than in other circles. It's like if you're trying to like have this corporate TV job, there's like way more of a pressure for fucking people to get canceled in a whole different way.
Right. And again, like I'm not railing against cancel culture. I find that very tired.
Yeah, it's a little grating.
It's just we've beaten that.
I think it's more like people getting. I think most people are in agreement for like things that people should get canceled on. And like the old like how much of a loser do you have to be pulling up tweets from fucking 2013?
Right.
Like get a life.
I mean, and the lack of awareness of like, okay, yeah, that's what I used to think, or maybe I used to think was funny. Like people evolve.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Try me now. What was encouraging about my thing was that there were a lot of people who were able to sort of differentiate between what had happened with me and some of the more fucked up stuff.
I think anybody with a brain.
Yeah. And I had some big people come to my defense that I wouldn't have thought.
Name names.
Ellen DeGeneres' executive producer, Andy.
Thought you were going to drop Ellen DeGeneres. A little bit of a tease there.
Well,
Is it?
have I told you that story?
No.
Can you look up Ellen DeGeneres?
Yeah, Jamie,
Andy
pull that
Lassner.
up.
His name's Andy Lassner. He's big Twitter, 500,000 plus blue check mark. And he quote tweeted my apology thing on Twitter and then said, like, I'd never heard of you until today. The story's sad. The mob's going to come after you. It will pass. You seem like a good person. Like, don't sweat it.
And this is before she got shit on too.
Yeah, long before.
Yeah.
And this is the Ellen DeGeneres' camp,
And she was still she was at that time like the most popular American.
Most universally liked person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was really bolstering for me. Tim Dillon called me, and Andrew Schultz had me on his podcast immediately. Theo Vaughn. I mean, there were a lot of people that like just really made me feel Hannah Berner, like a lot, like my life wasn't over, And then, so back to Ellen really quick. And by the way, if I'm dominating this podcast,
No.
This is
That's the
what the
point.
people want to hear.
Okay.
People. I mean, this is
I feel like
kind of your
people haven't
first,
really heard this side of things.
and they haven't
either.
heard from you on like a platform in here for quite some time. Obviously,
Yeah.
3 years.
But I do want to son of a boy dad it up.
we
Oh,
will.
we will.
We
Okay.
will.
We're doing 5
But get it all
hours.
off your chest. Yeah,
This is
get-
like Rogan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're going for a while.
I like it.
Let's get uncomfortably high off cigar smoke. Let's all throw up off cigars. Let's inhale fucking thick Cubanos till we vomit.
I always think about like, what would I have if one day he ever had me on that podcast?
Like what would be your like intoxicant of choice?
Yeah. What's my witch's brew?
Yeah, what would it
making
be?
him think I'm cool, but
Right.
not losing myself to the degree that I make a fool.
And what
of
have you
myself.
come up with?
I mean, I think it's probably like maybe 1 glass of whiskey on the rocks.
Over
1
4
Oh,
hours?
no, I would get hammered.
1 or 2. I don't know, dude. I'm not going to go full like multiple beers. Maybe I don't even drink it all.
Stay sharp.
I think you
Yeah.
have to.
And then towards the end, maybe I would smoke some.
Like, all right,
weed
yeah,
with
give
them.
me that. Give me that. Give me
Yeah.
that fucking joint.
I've been smoking weed to develop a tolerance if
In case.
I ever get.
Last thing you want to do is be like fucking gripping the
Yeah.
table in there while you get
that's
the
ever
spins.
happened?
I don't know. I tell my fiance gets mad. She's like, "You're smoking weed again tonight?" And I'm like, "I don't know
What if
when."
I go on
Yeah.
fucking? What if he calls me this
I
week?
don't know when
Yeah.
Rogan's gonna.
I'm doing this for
see
us.
Alternate side parking Thursday and like call me in. I don't know. Things are out there.
Dude, but one of the best things about the whole situation is I think that you've gotten like so much sharper as a stand-up that like seeing you like maybe what did I see you a couple months ago, probably 3
Gotham.
months ago at Gotham, and then that compared to how your stand-up was is like you're like a whole new evolved beast at stand-up.
That's so nice. I really appreciate it.
Don't you feel that way though? Don't you kind of feel like
I
you've
do.
leveled up?
Well, almost for lack of choice. It's like
Yeah. And also you experienced trauma, which will make you funnier. It's
Yeah.
like your shit was fucked for a while.
I finally had something that people felt bad for me about. Sourcing empathy has been a challenge.
There was nothing. You needed it.
my
It was all
career.
intentional.
I've never,
Like, how can I be a victim?
I've never walked on stage and had people be like, "Oh, this poor guy,"
Until then.
Yeah. So I leaned into that for sure. But yeah, the
You would have jerked off in front of someone at 20 if you had known that could get you just
Dude,
a fucking goodwill.
I'm at the point where like I legitimately have considered like what is the route for me to declare myself trans?
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
I'm not even trying to do a bit like
We wanted to do a video where like where you audition for SNL and you like cut your dick off like
Yeah.
in the audition or
Yeah.
something and they just instantly hire you.
They just like stand up applauding.
Or like you cut your dick off in the bathroom and you just instantly get a call from Lorne Michaels. It's like you're hired.
You just like pick it up in a Ziploc
Yeah.
bag.
wear it around your neck like an Apache.
Yeah, they're not enjoying it until they see your fucking dick necklace. Damn. Yeah, that is. I mean, it would open doors, but I feel like your stand up off the strength. I feel like has opened doors, and the shit was hilarious. Even the clips that you've been kind of putting out from that show. It seems like you've also you did a song at the start of that show, but like how has I feel like you're less leaning on songs, but it's still part of like who you are.
Yeah, I'm always told that's my differentiator. And yet I maintain this kind of, I guess, puritanical view of what stand-up is, which is total bullshit. And, I think like, well, I've got to master just the classic standing with a microphone, trying to entertain people that way before I add bells and whistles. But the truth is, there are so many brilliant musical comedians. Like Bo Burnham obviously is as good, if not better than anybody doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't really know where that kind of silly view comes from. But bottom line, I'm at a point where I need something to set me apart. And I don't know that I'll ever be good enough at just telling jokes and writing jokes. So,
but it is such a long game anyway. It's still like You're like a super young comedian as far as the dudes.
Then I see this guy.
Yeah.
He's not even, what are you, a year in? 1 year?
Yeah.
And he's so much farther along now than I was after a year. And he's moving at like warp speed. It's like he's got, someone in the Matrix or whatever, outside the Matrix, just like downloading how to do it into your brain. And you feel it. You feel these young guys coming, and I'm thrilled. Like
but I still feel like all the young people are not even nearly like. I mean, you do way better than me on stage by a lot.
But you're going to learn it. You're going to catch me in so little time.
Nah, I don't think so.
Because you are being forced to learn how to do it by headlining.
Yeah, it's true.
And there's nowhere to hide. And you're being given these 45-minute to 50-minute reps that no one else who's 21 has. And you've earned that through the strength of your incredible online work. So your fans are absolutely deserved, and you're just gonna pick it up way faster.
Yeah, I guess it's probably true. I mean,
And then you'll have it, and then all of a sudden
then I'll kill someone.
You'll be selling out you already are. I just, I'm not like jealous or that doesn't make me nervous. Like that's how
it would make me real jealous. I'd be pissed. I'd be furious if someone's coming in like fucking at a different pace than me. Anybody that's more successful, and that just shows how much you've grown as a person. I would be fucking pissed the fuck off, dude. You're just more secure.
Oh, I still wait for like someone here to get hired that's younger than me, and that's gonna be the day where I really have to turn the jets on.
Yeah, now you're coasting being shifts. A prodigy.
Yeah,
dude,
I see him having a beer at a show, and I'm like, dude, you're barely allowed to have that. Like, that's the part that bothers me. He's like, yeah, I love to have a few drinks before I go on stage. And I'm like,
you don't know. You don't even know what you like,
bro. Since when? Your birthday was like 2 weeks ago.
Got it in a sippy cup, dude. He knocked his beer over and it didn't spill.
Yeah.
It was some bullshit. Dude, another thing before we just start yucking and boy dadding it up, the last thing I want to know about is if you saw any of the Barstool Idol situation that was going on in here.
I only ever I see the things end up on I follow all of you guys. So these things end up on my timeline and stuff. And I like to watch clips and keep up with you guys. I don't want to say this, like I wasn't that interested in that tournament. Yeah. I don't know why.
It's understandable.
It just didn't like grab me, nor did it really grab me. I don't think as a fan, if I hadn't been in season 1, I would have necessarily watched me. You know what I mean? I don't know. So
so you don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm aware of what happened, right? Didn't the guy win?
A girl, so this guy, John Rich.
John Rich.
Francis.
He wrote about raisins. I read that raisins thing. That was pretty funny. I like that.
Yeah, that was funny. And then, or actually, they were kind of a combination of you because he writes well in a similar way to you. But so this woman, Caroline, won.
Oh.
And but she sung a lot of songs.
Oh, really?
And then early on, I was like, okay, the songs are good, but you got to have something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she kind of took that as a little bit of an insult. But I wasn't trying to be insulting. I was more trying to be like, you just have to have kind of a wide breadth of things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think no one will be able to speak to that better than you. It's like, I do songs, but you need other shit.
Did you enjoy hosting it? Because you judged the second season, right?
I did.
Did you enjoy that?
Well,
I didn't love it.
Judging people?
Yeah, I just don't.
It's
that.
tough because you know, I remembered very acutely how nervous I was doing it.
Yeah.
And then also just how like crushing it would have been to be either disgraced or humiliated for either losing or just like doing something wrong. Because you're someone. Maybe these people were different. Some of these people had pretty big followings already, right?
Yeah.
Some did, yeah.
Whereas like we were all kind of nobodies, I guess, with the exception of Donnie, who didn't even really compete. But like to go from being someone who nobody gives a shit about to all of a sudden you're like front and center on the Barstool stage, and these are people you've known for years or followed for years, and they're telling you about yourself. It's terrifying. It was just absolutely terrifying.
It's scary to get told about yourself, period.
Yeah.
Because you're always just like, fuck you, dude. Like, look, what do you do?
Right.
Like, what is your expertise?
Doing that, I can't imagine doing that. Like John Rich had like 300 followers before he started.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't imagine doing that to then being in one. Like I mean,
then this past weekend he was getting deep throated by Snooki at the Jersey Shore, dude. Now his life has changed completely, dude. He was face fucking Snooki off the top bunk.
Is that right?
Yes, dude. He was the whole cast of Jersey Shore was fucking lipping off John Rich and at Jeff D. Lowe's shore house.
That's
dude.
so fun.
That's just what happens down on the shore.
That's fun.
Yeah, when you hang out with Jeff D. Lowe
You're
now,
out with D-Lo?
yeah, he fucks like no.
Well, I kind of get that sense. I mean, I saw him just now, and he's tan.
New aura.
He's lost weight.
Yeah.
His hair's the same.
Have you noticed that new
the hair
auras
doesn't
about
move.
anybody? It's because it's funny because you have a whole different like perspective. Like it's like going into space and like seeing your twin. It's like we aged at different fucking rates or whatever.
Look, here's what happened to me. If I'm honest, I kind of just learned, or I got to a point where the only thing I really cared about was making money. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Fuck yeah.
Which is a little jaded. It's a little cynical. But like fundamentally, all of this to me is a job. I don't really care about.
It's a good job, but yeah,
the respect of my peers. I don't really care about like a lot of the things I used to care about, like getting into the comics table at a certain comedy club, or getting passed at this place. A lot of these rites of passage, these hallowed grounds, don't hold the same shine for me anymore. Fundamentally, I'll do any gig for the right price.
Yeah, it's just whatever the market dictates.
I took a gig hosting a crypto conference a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you'll do anything.
It was so bad. And my manager called me and was like, he was like, listen, we got this offer. You're not going to want to do it. I'm like, well, tell me about it. And he's like, yeah, it's this crypto thing. Like, they just want you to come in, do like 20 minutes of stand up and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a hell gig. No one's going to be listening. I'm like, all right, what are they paying? And he was like, $7,000. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you that you would think I wouldn't do anything nearby?
He thinks you're like
$7,000.
This artist who has this like standard of quality. You're trying to make a buck, dude. You got a wedding to plan for. What?
I don't have pride. I don't have dignity. None of this. This isn't art. This is all transactional. Let's make it happen.
How was it? Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it, and it was exactly what we thought it was going to be.
It was bad.
There were like 200 people, and I took the microphone. Someone introduced me like very quietly.
Yeah.
They were like, "Okay, we've got an entertainer for the evening. Please welcome comedian Francis Haas." And then everyone was like, "What the fuck?" And they all just went back to talking about their business, their work, and only the two tables in the front could even hear a word I was saying.
Oh, that's brutal.
And they were politely listening, and then the 90% of the rest of the people there were just having loud, robust conversations as I yelled white noise at them.
And can you just turn your brain off and you're just like coast through the set and just like walk off the stage, or are you like internalizing, being like, these motherfuckers?
No, I have no judgment. I would have done the same thing if I were them. Who the fuck am I? You know, they don't know who I am. If Jim Gaffigan comes up there, they're probably gonna be like, oh shit, we've got somebody. This matters. You know, but like, fuck, I'm just looking at my watch every couple minutes and being like,
very nice watch, by the way. You know what I mean?
You just remembered how nice your watch was.
Whoa.
A lot $7,000 gigs put together.
No, my dad has continued to do well. So, he's very smart, armoring his wealth.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's still fucking awesome that you're making money, because I feel like a lot of stand-ups don't. And I know how much money you're making, because Sass will come back and he'll be like, dude, you know how much fucking Francis is making? And he'll fucking pound the table. Fucking furious.
That's not true.
But you are too.
No, I was like, damn, dude, Francis is doing well. I was in no way was I like, bro, fucking Francis, this is fucking bullshit.
Listen, after I got fired from here, I kept waiting to find out if it was over. If I had to figure something else out. And you keep sort of just gently trying to, test the waters, step forward, try new things, podcast, weird video series about parking, all these.
That's
those are hilarious.
Thank you. I mean, but like, you never know. And this, you just sort of weave together a tapestry that keeps you afloat until all of a sudden you're like, oh, nobody cares anymore about what happened to me. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody's holding that against me. And two, enough people still care about what I have and what I make that I can still make a living. And then you get to a point where you're like, oh, I can grow. I can grow again.
Yeah.
And now I'm at that point where I'm getting kind of greedy again. Which is exciting.
Hungry. Oh, the demons in wake inside of you.
Yeah. I had this thing where I think you guys saw it. I went out into the breakdown lane.
Dude, I've been telling everybody.
That video exploded.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that blew up.
Wait, what was it on? Was it on something
Reels, right?
crazy?
Or you posted on TikTok?
No,
a bunch of hip hop accounts.
Yeah. That's what it was.
And by the way, someone else checked me. They were like, what the fuck do you mean by that? And I'm like, it was literally called mixtapes with the Z.
Yeah.
How else do you want me to say it? I'm not saying a black account.
But also, black people saw the video and liked the video. Like,
no, they did not.
Oh, they didn't like it?
This was a deeply polarizing video on racial lines, which I'm not happy about. And I had no idea that's how it was going to be.
Better to be known and disliked than not known. You know what I mean?
The amount of people who were like, come to Detroit and try this shit.
Beast guys
I'll
listen to this
beat
right
you over
now.
the head with a bag of pennies. And I'm like, fuck. First of all, I would never go to Detroit. Secondly, is this why there's a coin shortage? Like, why do you have pennies in your car? And they're like, to throw them at people like you, Karen. And I'm like, I'm not a Karen. A Karen move would have been to call the police to deal with this. I'm putting out all my phone fires. I want all the smoke. Come and fucking deal with it.
You're on the line. I saw the one you had to hop out of the lane because the guy was reaching for something.
Yeah, I do know my place, and I'm not going to test the waters too much.
Yeah, but you couldn't have been more in the line of fire. Dude. It's not like you're pawning off your problem to someone else.
No,
you're being a fucking to some a hero, and to some people the villain.
And again, it is really polarizing. I mean, it was white people being
tell the people what you do, just in case you don't know.
So I one day, I was driving home on the highway, and there was deep traffic heading into the Holland Tunnel. And, there's like two or three lanes, and then there's a shoulder. A break. I used to call it a breakdown lane, but everyone knows it as a shoulder, and that shoulder ends. So it doesn't run all the way through to the tunnel. So a lot of people were like, well, that's for emergency vehicles, or if a husband is driving his screaming pregnant wife to the hospital, they need to use that. And it's like, well, even if that were the case, they would have only been able to gain another 200 yards before they were completely congested in the same traffic, right? So, and lastly, if I'd seen someone behind me being like, emergency, I would have pulled back in, right? I would have gotten out of their way. But I was sitting in traffic like a good citizen and watching car after car after car just rip by and then merge in and cut us all. And I've just said, okay, I've had enough. I've had enough, because people are like, it's not your problem. Why does it matter? It every single car that goes by me adds, let's call it 14 seconds to my commute home.
Of course.
Because they're
the
cutting
merge,
me.
At least 14 seconds.
At least.
Yeah, I would say more. It's
Probably
like 30
more.
seconds per car.
And I want to get home to my wife. She
Just as
might be
bad.
pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She could be.
We're not trying, but we're not trying.
That's how you find out.
Yeah.
What if she decides in that time to not be pregnant anymore and you couldn't have had any fucking say in the matter?
Exactly. And if she did go into labor, it would be super early, but we would need to deal with it.
You would, yeah, at just as much as anyone else.
That's right.
And all the people who are like, abolish the police, like fucking, we don't need police officers to like deal with these. Like, you should be their poster child.
That's right.
You should be the one who's like, oh, I'm a fucking citizen taking the law into my own hands.
Yeah.
We can self-govern as a society and not let fucking lawlessness ensue.
Exactly.
We'll just look after each other.
State of nature. Right. Completely great. What was it? Scott? Who was the...
Dred Scott.
No. Who wrote State of Nature?
I don't fucking
Come on.
know.
We learned this.
F. Scott Fitzgerald? I don't
No.
fucking know, dude. Who's Scott? Michael Scott? Fucking Dennis Scott?
It definitely wasn't Scott. I don't know why I said Scott. Somebody wrote State of Nature, and I'm embarrassed not to have that
That's all right. We're not. We're
You should
we're,
know.
We're lowbrow.
You should be embarrassed.
So finally, I just gently pulled out into the shoulder, and then drove at the regular pace of traffic as a roadblock. And the women that were behind me pulled up into the space I'd been in, and they looked over and saw what I was doing, and they gave me the thumbs up. And then I knew we had created a force
a little
together.
Red Rover type of situation.
Yeah, and they would let me back in once it was time. And there was a car behind me, and he was flashing his lights and honking. You know, all the kind of moves you would use if you were having an emergency.
But you knew he wasn't.
He was alone, and he was driving a super nice car. And I was like, this guy doesn't have shit.
He thinks he's above the law.
He thinks he's better than me. Fuck that noise. And eventually, I got all the way to the end. I merged back in. He came in behind me. He pulled up alongside, right? I rolled my window down just to see what was what. And he goes, yeah, sorry. You probably can't blame me, right?
Yeah.
Can't blame me for trying. And I'm like, I appreciate your good humor about it.
Yeah,
and we
honestly.
both laughed. True
That is-
story.
That's
That's
incredible.
crazy.
Yeah.
Have you done it again since?
I have. I've done it once. And then the guy behind me was
That was
like
the
flashing
pulling
his
out the
lights.
gun
And then he
situation.
started going like rummaging around.
Jesus
And he's
Christ.
like, and I'm like, and I pulled back in and just let him go.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
That's
dude,
so fucking
the
funny.
best part of all of this is I then tweeted like, does anyone, after I got all these death threats and stuff, I tweeted, does anyone know of someone who could bulletproof a car, like the wheels? Because apparently you need to bulletproof the wheels too.
Oh, really? They'll
'cause
shoot you
they
out?
get. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I think. That's what cops are supposed to do.
Shoot out the
They're supposed
wheels?
to shoot out the wheels so then they can arrest
Yeah,
the
you
person.
need to drive around in the Beast or whatever they call the Secret
Yeah.
Service thing.
You gotta get that Tesla truck. Or that you know, that,
Cybertruck.
yeah, the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
need one of those.
I tweeted this out, and I got a bunch of people being like, "Good luck." But then one guy DM'd me, and he was like, "Listen, I work at a body shop in Dubai. We create armored vehicles for like visiting heads of state, and let's talk." And I was like, "Oh man, how far am I going to go with this?
You should
know,
do it.
like, is this my next thing? Am I going
should
to
be.
take my ridiculously decked out bulletproof car to Chicago and fucking Detroit and then just like pull out, block the shoulder, have some people get out, start shooting at me?
That
and be
would
like,
be unreal.
It doesn't
This
pop
idiot.
till you get shot, too.
yeah. You know what I really wanted to do was like do that and then like outfit the car with like almost like in a James Bond way with like hoses
Something
and
to
just
shoot
like
back.
blast
It,
them.
like, drops tax.
yeah.
And just
All I
laugh at their stupid, nonsense.
That would be fucking incredible. But
That would be insanely funny.
That would go viral.
Oh,
That would
big
go
time.
viral. Yeah, so this is the most watched thing I've ever made by far.
and it's crazy just by you driving around. You make good car content.
I don't. Yeah,
You're a
It's
good
just-
car guy. It just comes to you.
But
You
it's
just
like-
find the content.
I made this thing. I almost didn't even post it. I thought maybe I'd post it as a story, and I was like, you know what? I'll try this as a reel. And I threw it up as a reel, and it just, it got all these big accounts asked me if they could post it, and then it just blew up. It just blew up.
It's incredible.
you tell them yes or no?
Yeah, because they
got
said
that.
they would credit me.
Oh, okay.
People are doing that.
It's probably the
Yeah,
Daily
that's
Beast
nice.
trying to throw it up there. I bet they did. It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me if those hypocrites threw it up
Yeah,
there.
well, not that guy who wrote about me. I didn't have any kids in the car.
He would have gone crazy.
Fuck that guy.
He would have absolutely loved it.
Probably would have gotten right in the back seat.
One of the things, dude, I love about you is I think that you're a great adult friend maker. And I think that so
What a
anytime
lovely thing to say.
I've been over your house a couple times, and like anytime it'll be like, hey, I'm about to have like a poker game of like all my buddies are going to come over and play poker, or I'll be you'll like have like a party and like be playing a game, and it's all these like friends from different like walks of life, just like different New York people, and you'll just be like making adult friends and having a good ass time.
Well, listen, I appreciate that, but to credit me is to sell yourself short, because you are a very desired guest.
I don't know about that.
You're a very desirable guest.
Well, I mean, it was just random when I was coming over and you were just like having your poker games, or we were playing that game, Secret Hitler.
Yeah, but I've invited you a bunch of times and you've come a couple of times. And so when you do come, it's a treat.
It was a blast, except for when we played that Secret Hitler game, you stuffed a bunch of mushroom chocolates in my mouth and I fucking stopped realizing what was what, dude. By the next day, I didn't know if I was actually Hitler or not. Because it's a full game about lying, and I had to go home because I was so toasted off the mushroom chocolates, and I just didn't know what was a lie or what was the truth for a while.
I gave you those because you had arrived somewhat
Late,
on the later end, and everybody else that was still at the party was just, over a barrel. You came to the dregs.
Yeah.
You encountered the dregs, and I was like, how can we get Rone on our level as fast as possible?
But it's made me gun shy about mushroom chocolates.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I haven't. The last couple times I've been offered drugs, I've been like, dude, I don't know. I kind of got thrown into a blender last time. by
you'll
that
be all
fucking
right,
Willy
man.
Wonka
People
bar.
do normal mushrooms anymore, or is it just the chocolates?
I
now?
did them with Nate Diaz recently.
Oh yeah, you told me about
yeah,
that.
You
that
did?
was fun.
Yeah, you
What
told
the
me about
fuck?
that.
Yeah, man.
Where at?
Out in LA.
No way.
Our pal Shane Gillis was we were just like, we ran into Nate Diaz. I was out there.
They're just buddies now, right?
Yeah, he's hung out with him a few times, and we were shooting sketches for his thing Gillian Keys, which is coming out soon. It's awesome, and
You're in this season too. You were in last season, right?
I'm in a couple this one, yeah. And they should be really funny. I mean, they're just, he and McKeever are unbelievable, and we were at their hotel having a drink after the last day of shooting, and we were in the sort of bar area down by the pool, and Nate Diaz and his whole like team just randomly came in.
His rowdy boys.
And then Shane said hi to him, and he was like, you should come have dinner with us. We're going to this really cool vegan restaurant. We got a private room. And we just like went with them and had this insane dinner that was like vegan.
Damn.
But like wine and drinks.
Is
and all
Diaz
that.
picking up the tab for that kind of thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he did. He also had a couple of guys with him who looked like they were doing pretty well.
Yeah. That's sweet.
And they also, we certainly didn't pay $1.
Amazing.
And then Nate was like passing around a Ziploc bag of mushrooms, which, huge bag, like a freezer bag.
People are just eating it like Skittles.
I was like, our crew was a little cautious. Like Shane had to go do a set later, so he was drinking, but like not. And I just had this thought of like, all right, a night like this is never going to happen to me again.
Yeah, it's true.
How I want to see how far the rabbit hole goes. So I'm going to say yes to whatever
everything?
Nate Diaz puts in front of me.
Yeah.
That was my mentality the whole way. And as a result, we're ripping shots at dinner, mushrooms. He like hands me a joint. I'm smoking weed. We go watch Shane's set. He kills. Then we like went to a liquor store and bought a bunch of cases of White Claws, and then went to an abandoned parking lot and just shotgun White Claws until 3 a.m. in LA. And dude, it was like one of the best nights of my whole life. One of the best nights of my whole life.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, I woke up. I had left my car there. I was staying all the way in Venice with my buddies, the Friday Beers guys. Do you know that?
Yeah,
those guys
course.
are great.
Of course.
And
Dana copied their whole.
yeah, and they're aware.
no, I know. They have me for a while.
I don't know the which guys?
The brothers, Max,
The guys
and
that started it.
Jack. Yeah,
Have you seen those guys? The guys who do the sketches.
yeah,
Those guys are fucking.
yeah.
funny,
That
dude.
kid Austin's
Yeah,
really funny.
yeah.
Billy and Chet, they're
Yeah.
great. They're all doing awesome
Yeah, they're
stuff.
hilarious.
And so I had to drive back to West Hollywood from Venice, which is like an hour. And I mean, every 20 minutes, I was like, I'm about to ask the Uber driver to pull over
It was that
because I'm
bad.
going to throw up.
Oh, you were in the back seat of a car and you were
Yeah.
getting sick?
And I finally I held on. I got to the hotel, got out, walked straight in, and just puked in the bathroom.
No way.
And then I went and did Tim Dillon's podcast.
That's fucking awesome. That's a hell of a
That's
day.
a good week.
LA was a movie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy how just saying yes to things sometimes will give you like, it'll just be a fucking awesome time.
You still have it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter. You and I are like roughly the same age.
Yeah.
And we've got wives. We're, probably settling down a little bit from those wild nights.
But at the same time, though, like I had this entire weekend, I had wild nights. There was a new bar that opened up in our neighborhood. They had like fucking there's like clues on the coasters. It's like a lion's head cap. It'll be like just inside a beaver. It's like, oh, it's Justin Bieber or whatever. And I was going home. There's like a Buddhist temple across the street from me, and I was like going through all these coasters, reading at things, and I was so fucked up. I was like, dude, these Buddhist dudes need to fucking do these quizzes too. And I was like throwing the coasters over to the fucking Buddhist temple. I was absolutely obliterated. I was like, they need to be able to do these same quizzes. And but to your point, it's just like, yeah, you still have it. I still went hard as fuck the entire weekend. Yeah. And it wasn't like, I hate when people who are our age or older or like even younger is more frustrating when they're like, oh, like you get to your late 20s and fucking hangovers are fucking brutal. It's like, no, dude, it's exact same as any hangover you've ever had.
Agreed.
It's not any harder. And you could just go hard if you have like, as long as you don't have children in your life, right? You're pretty much good to go.
Spot on. Is that the J? By the way, Rone and I are just about neighbors.
Yeah, right. In the
just
same
about
neighborhood.
neighbors. Yeah. Which has been really fun. And so is Big Cat.
Yeah, he's right in the neighborhood as well.
Yeah, I see him all the time.
He didn't come over to play Secret Hitler.
No. I've thrown him a couple invites, but he's too big of a deal.
He's a homebody.
And I do see him every once in a while, and I almost always used to say hi, but he's always got headphones in, and he is often with his family, and his reactions, it was so clear because he probably gets accosted a lot, and this is his private life.
Yeah, I've seen him on the street before, and I'll even be like Big Cat until he realizes exactly who it is. He'll just like give like a half like wave type.
Yeah, and I don't want to bug him, nor do I want the shame of feeling like a fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm always like, Dan Katz, former colleague. How are you?
Yeah, it's the only way to kind of, because if you wave to somebody, dude, this happened to me. I saw J. Cole recently. I was on a bike. Damn. I saw J. Cole and I was like, Cole! I gave him a big wave and he just looked dead the other way, dude. He gave me no acknowledgement.
When did you see J. Cole?
Like 2 weeks ago, biking home. He was in like the fucking... it was in like Chelsea or like West Village.
Was he biking?
Dang.
He was biking.
That's cool.
He bikes everywhere.
I saw Andrew Schultz biking a couple weeks ago.
Dude, by the way, his special, I was watching his special this morning. It just came out like yesterday. So fucking good.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
2 great things came out this week. Andrew Schultz's special and Nathan Fielder's new show. Did you watch it yet?
Not yet.
No. I haven't seen that either. I want to see it.
It's so good. Mm-hmm. He's just a fucking sick, twisted bastard.
That's great.
He's just fucking out of his goddamn mind.
Love that.
Which, you got to respect it. Same with Schultz, though, dude. Schultz is funny as fuck.
Any nasty jokes in Schultz's special?
What do you mean?
Well, he said that they wanted him to cut jokes. You think that's true or no?
It was supposed to be on Netflix, and then he just said, I'm going to sell it myself. I'll buy anybody's shit. If I like fuck with you, like I bought it and even forgot to watch it. I bought it last night. I was going to watch it. Like I'll just support anybody who's like, but I think what was Louis was like $10,
something like that,
and now his is 15. Like they'll
Schultz's
just be
is 15.
15, yeah, wow. 15 for a one-time use for an hour. But he's caking.
No, I think you own it.
Or it's like 50. I think it's like a 15-day lease of it or something like that. I don't know if you own it. I think you get to watch it for like 15 or 14 days or something like that. But I'll support anybody. But I thought it was just like pretty much in line with the rest of his comedy. I thought it was just like this is the kind of shit. It wasn't that
like bra,
beyond the pale.
Bra, a lot of bras.
Yeah, talking about bra. And also he knows every ethnic group. He just knows ethnic groups.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
What are you, a Uyghur Muslim?
Yeah, I saw that clip.
Yeah. I rented Marry Me with Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson, and meant to watch it, but as soon as you sort of hit play for even a second, right, it says
you get off of it. Yeah.
It was like the 30-day rental period has begun, and every day I would get a notification from like Apple being like, you have 28 days left to watch it. And by the last day, I tried to force myself to watch it just out of
because you wasted. I mean, it's sunk cost.
It's like $4.99.
You might as well watch it.
And I couldn't even get through it. I thought it was so bad. But she just got married again to Ben Affleck.
I know. I can't believe it. What is what made you buy it though? Was it for you? Was it a little rom-com?
I was looking for something lighthearted. I was traveling. I wanted something a little lighthearted.
I love a rom-com.
And it got good marks on Rotten Tomatoes, but boy, it was just...
Wait, were you going to watch it alone?
Yeah, I was going to watch it on a plane. Yeah.
What?
I was going to watch it on a plane. Because the last movie I watched on a plane was Jackass 3, and there was so much... Or the new one.
Yeah, a ton of
There's
penis.
so much dick in it that I kept having to like...
Yeah, we
Go
were
like
talking
that?
about this.
Shield it,
Yeah,
put
blinders
I just
on.
throw my whole hand over the screen.
just
Yeah.
censoring it myself.
It is a little bit too much penis to throw
Yeah.
up on a screen, but they don't care anymore on planes. They'll just
No.
fucking have the full nudity.
They do give you a warning if there's a plane crash in the movie, though. Have you ever gotten that?
Really?
Yes.
Really?
hmm
I didn't know that. What
They
were you
say
watching?
it-
The Flight 93 movie on a plane?
No, I watched World War Z on a plane.
Ooh, yeah, that's got a
And there's a plane crash in that.
good scene there.
I cannot
plane
watch
crash.
a rom-com though. I just can't watch
I've been in,
rom-coms by myself.
I've been watching. I'm on a going through a big war movie kick.
Yeah.
Just like I'll watch, even if it gets like a 5 out of 10, I'll watch it and I'll just eat it up.
Fuck
I
yeah.
love like
You've
the little.
always said this.
Yeah, but it's still going. It's
Hell yeah.
back. It's
All right.
back fully. I love like the banter that the war guys have because it's just so cringy.
What do you mean?
Like the small talk jokes that they make. They're like, "Welcome to paradise." As they're like flying over Afghanistan.
It is every movie.
Which way is the Ritz Carlton?
It is every movie
Yeah.
just like that, dude. And they've been making good ass war movies for a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Before they could even like people who watched war movies before there were special effects or like a special kind of stupid. Like that they were just watching like just there would be like an explosion and like it would just be someone like flipping. Like you couldn't even simulate body parts flying. What was the
Yeah.
first movie where there was like gnarly ass special effects?
I
Like
actually,
Black Hawk Down?
I actually have the answer
Oh,
to this.
war
What is
movie.
it?
So, well, you go back to 1927,
Uh-huh.
right? Silent films, right on the eve of the transition to talkies, as they called them. Al Jolson's the jazz singer, and there was a movie called Wings that came out, and it was the first. People were at this point in America and Europe were obsessed with air travel. Lindbergh had just crossed the Atlantic. He's the most famous person on the planet. And they were, and Europe was ahead of us in many ways in terms of travel by air. And they made a movie called Wings, which was about, it was like war and planes in war because there'd been some pretty rudimentary planes in World War I, and I think it was set in that time. But this was the first movie that affixed cameras to an actual plane
Damn.
and had them like facing the pilot.
And 27 they were doing that?
1927.
That's crazy.
And it was so realistic and such a departure from the crappy way that like before that, I'm pretty sure
They
were
probably
just
lynched
using,
the director of it. They're like, this fucking witch.
yeah, but I'm sure they were using like little toy, small versions of planes.
Yeah.
To simulate those scenes. And this was the first one where they were actually in the air. And it was so dramatic that people were fainting left and right. Like when they
Really?
went to these movies. Yeah, to see the movie. So
That's awesome.
I mean,
yeah.
it makes sense.
Damn.
Especially if you've never imagined it, you never had flown before and you see that movie.
I know.
It's-
And nobody
There's
had
no
either.
footage. There's no footage of planes flying.
The amount of trust that they put in on early flights. At what percent clip
Insane.
were people crashing on and dying on early flights?
Constantly.
Were half the people dying?
Constantly. What was so fucked up was in the race to see who could cross the Atlantic first. There were a whole bunch of people who had tried, and they just it was all or nothing. You either
Yeah, it was
made
certain
it
death.
or you died.
Yeah.
You just disappeared in the Atlantic and were never seen of.
Because I'm pretty sure
again.
there's still no radar over the Atlantic. For the regular flights that are going back and forth, I'm almost positive there's no radar over the Atlantic.
Is that right?
What do you mean?
There's not radar over the Atlantic.
I don't think that's true.
It's 100% true.
What do you mean no radar?
No,
There's no
you're
radar.
thinking of Malaysia.
Well, yeah, what-
Yeah, you're thinking of Malaysia.
But what do you mean when you're saying radar?
That there's no radar
It's a pretty
over the
vague thing
Atlantic.
and just spit out.
Planes don't have radar.
Yeah, there's no radar. Like, what do you mean?
So-
Let's look
Bermuda
it
Triangle?
up. Let's
radar
look it
of
up.
what?
Why does it go dark?
There's no radar over the Atlantic.
Dude, like everywhere that a plane flies.
Is it because they're too far from land, so they're out of the reach of radar from land?
I'm gonna do an ad. And Owen, do you mind just looking up if there's radar over the Atlantic?
He does know
the
weird-
question's gonna
I'm
come
not
up and be like,
saying
what
much
the
about
fuck are you
radar
talking
over
about?
the Atlantic, so it
Yeah,
must
well,
not
that's
be a
exactly.
thing.
That's probably right. Exactly.
In Rone's defense.
Yeah, exactly. If there's no articles about it. No, my dad told my wife this recently, and and she's been chewing fucking Xanax down ever since. It was right before our flight, and she like looked it up, and she's been telling everybody. I'm just regurgitating the facts that have been regurgitated to me.
You know it's bad if she's chewing the Xanax.
Oh, yeah.
She was pounding it out and snorting it off of her tray and right at the fucking
Their Delta rewards card.
Yeah, exactly.
Double Ritz, the Hulks.
But if let's talk about game time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about game time.
Game time.
I was trying to figure out the best way to segue from snorting Xanax to the
I want to go back. I want to circle back
advertiser.
on the Xanax thing after we do the ad.
Okay, yeah. What are you off? The metoclopramide? What type of off-brand? Oh, Ativan, of course. Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. They cracked the code on how to get more deals on last-minute tickets. Sass said he's going to take me to a Yankees game, and the only way that he can even afford tickets is to get some sweet-ass deals
With
via
Game
Time. You want to take it from there? Or I thought you were about to take over.
Oh, no. I was
You're
just
just saying
jumping
it
in.
with
Yeah,
me.
I was just hopping in.
Got you. You can now find MLB tickets for under $15, all in on Game Time. Yankees tickets, $14. Red Sox, $14. Mets tickets, $13. You could go to a Harvard hockey game for less than $2 if you just use the Game Time app.
Damn.
It's fucking incredible. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab, create a login, and redeem code BOYDAD for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time, last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Let's talk about your dependence to drugs.
Oh, no. I was going to say, because Owen brought up the Hulk Xanaxes. Oh, do you guys know what those are?
No.
The big ones? Those are made by people, right? Like those are pill pressed by like a drug dealer, right? Like doctors don't prescribe you a Hulk Xanax.
Try some of our Harry Potter.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because I had this argument with my friends and they were like, no, like they exist, like the doctors make them. They just don't like, they don't obviously don't call them Hulk Xanaxes, but I'm like, I don't think they would they're like 3 times the size of a normal Xanax.
Do doctors call them footballs and bananas too?
I don't know.
Or those just street names?
I mean, I think they're just pill pressed.
We're going to put you on
They're like
15
green.
sticks.
They're green.
We're going to put you on a
huge.
handful of sticks. Chew these up. Yeah, Xanax never really did it for me, to be honest.
I tried it for flying a couple times and I would wake up so groggy that I just couldn't fucking handle it.
It comes down to that everybody on the plane is scared of death for the most part.
Not me.
Yeah, and just some people have access to hard drugs. Some people
Yeah.
have fucking psychiatrists that trust them enough to give them hard drugs, and everybody else is labeled drug seeking.
You mentioned that he couldn't afford Yankees tickets. So I know this has probably been beaten to death here, but I am so curious what the number was that you asked for your raise.
Oh, I would never say.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Want me to say?
No, you don't even know. all I will say is that what I asked for, Rone told me to ask for like 100,000 more than that, and was being fully serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like that.
I don't think he understands
This
how
is-
much money that
this is
everyone
what
else makes compared to him.
He likes to gas people up and then just step back and
Yeah.
watch you.
I was like,
burn.
yo, dude. He said no, and Rome was like, I don't know.
Yeah, he'd be the guy at the Hindenburg being like, no, it
Yeah.
can take more.
Yeah, more gas.
Yeah, but gas it up.
Dude, well, in reality, the only thing that they could say, the worst thing that they could say is no.
And then go on a podcast. with
Yeah,
a million
and they
people
did that,
listen
and they
talk
did the
about
worst
it.
thing. But that was as bad as it gets.
Yeah,
But the
you're
worst
fine.
thing they could say is no.
Dave was like, yeah, I mean, you talked about it on the Yak, and like I said I didn't get a raise. Dave went out, like it was so much different.
Mm.
Yeah, he lit you the fuck up. But
He said it was the most delusional ask he's ever had in 20 years of running the company.
it is funny as fuck. But
I didn't even like what I asked for would not like you would be like, oh, that was it.
he's prone to hyperbole. Yeah,
Like that's it, really?
it wasn't that much.
Okay, so for
People think I asked for like $500,000.
And it was half of that.
No, it was less than half of that. It was less than half of
Oh,
that.
what I told him was half of that. So he wanted 150, and I told him 250. And it could have been a negotiating thing. No, I'm talking out of my ass.
It was just a strict no.
well, if that is the neighborhood, then you're not.
I was
as
so
crazy.
confident. I was like, I was like,
Yeah.
this isn't the fucking bad,
Yeah.
dude.
I had a contract or not like a raise thing. I went in, which
Yeah.
is really scary, by the way.
It's very scary, especially. I mean, well, were you representing yourself at the time?
Yeah. I just went in and I was like, all right, I've added so many things more that I'm now doing.
Which is the way to do it. It's like if you want a negotiation
exactly
being
what I
like, I've added these things. No, you didn't.
I was just, my
Yes, I did.
workload went up by like fucking 6 more hours a day, if not more. And I went in and I was like, I wondering if you'd be open to giving me a raise or whatever. And he's like, okay, well, I'll talk to Erica and, what were you thinking? And I said a number. I think I said 125 because I think I was making 75 and I asked for 125. And he said, okay, I'll talk to Erica. And they came back and gave me higher than that. So
see,
I'm going to go in and ask for less.
But
than
look
I'm
at how
making
that
now.
worked out for me. I mean, it's like the opposite thing happened to you and you're still here. So you're doing better than I was.
Well, he just found out how much you were making, so he knows he's not doing better than you were.
Yeah,
but it's
I don't really care anymore. Like I got.
And you're making all this. Other
I don't
money.
care about money anymore.
You're making insane money doing stand up, laughably insane money. But it shows that like they will like just give you a fucking ton of money.
Right.
It becomes something
money.
that, especially like somewhere like this, because everyone's so narcissistic and like ego maniacs here, that it's like you get so invested. You're like, wait, they're making this much? And then it's like keeping you up, and now you're like, no, that can't be true. That's not possible. They don't do anything.
90% of people up at night.
Yeah, and then eventually it actually like was beneficial getting denied the raise. Then I was
Kelly
like,
in Vegas is making $2 million a year.
Yeah. It's always like someone who doesn't work at the office and like, yo, did you know they're making fucking 8 figures a year?
You know they're paying
like,
Carrabba's
what?
in gold toilet paper.
Yeah, and then like it actually like
Carrabba's is on the Red Sox now.
Yeah. It was extremely beneficial for my mental health getting denied the raise, because like I was pissed about it for like a month, and then I just like stopped thinking about it because I was like, okay, I'm not getting a raise.
They sent you to rock bottom.
Yeah, and now I'm like, no, now I'm chilling.
Speaking of stand-up, I think now would be a good time to just mention that actually Sass and I are going on a little bit of a mini tour. We're calling it Fran Sass.
That's incredible. It's like Francis, but Fran Sass.
Very creative.
We'll be in St. Louis.
It's like Franny does China. It's like your naming is just combining the names.
I got one trick. I got one speed. And we'll be in St. Louis at Helium July 28th to the 30th. And then we're going to be in Red Bank, New Jersey on August 10th, I believe. We're going to be in Jersey City on August 4th. So come to some of those shows. You can get tickets for that at francisellis.com.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say about that. Maybe at the end of the show, I'll do it again.
Facts. Who was the...
I'm also going to plug. I'm going to be in Philly tomorrow.
So
and
today,
the tickets are
coming out.
And Wednesday, and the tickets are not sold out yet. They are going to sell out, but buy your tickets.
Yes, Helium.
Wait,
who made that dumbass that flyer for you guys? That was do you know which one I'm talking about? No, the one that was just like an Instagram. It just said like the name of the city.
Yeah. Did you see
the
this?
Two of you?
Did you see this? It was literally just New Jersey and then a picture of us, and it was like an ad they were running.
No, I did not. I sent you something.
I have this pulled up.
I sent you something.
Look at this. This is the ad that they were running.
Oh, God.
It just, I can show it to the camera, but it just says,
I'll throw it up on screen.
It just says New Jersey, ! With just a picture of us.
Yeah.
Welcome to the...
I mean, that is you guys. That is you guys and the place. That is where it is going to be at.
People are going to have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
How did you guys link up? Do you think it was just like both worked at Barstool, or it's kind of similar senses of humor? Or
what do you mean, how did we link up?
We were starting
doing shows together.
We started seeing each other at the Stand a lot.
Yeah. And then I opened for him at Gotham.
Got it.
And then I opened for him at the Bell House. Was it the Bell House?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought like we might as well combine forces because obviously, we're testing the waters here, but we like each other. And I think, when you're on the road, there's a lot of downtime. It's nice to have someone to have breakfast with.
You need to get breakfast with someone.
Yeah.
But he gets shit-faced on the road and can't live life without drinking. And you obviously, look at your body. You obviously don't drink that much.
I thought I'd throw him back.
You throw him back, but it's not.
I'm back in the gym, bro. I'm back on the gym grind.
Are you?
Yeah, yesterday was my first day back.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm going again today. I'm doing the KB method. KB was just like, dude, like I just go to the gym every day and I just do whatever I feel like doing. It's like I don't really like... I'm not like, I need to do legs, say.
So you're going to do chest for 5 days in a row, hurt yourself, and not go back for 6 months.
You look like a chick.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
Titty down to the socks.
Yeah.
That's the dream. You should let Francis train you.
No, I don't want to train her. I want to just do I just want to go and have a good time and make sure I keep going.
Francis, why don't you ever come to Solid Core, dude?
Ooh, the funny thing you say that, because my fiance was there and you and your wife were there.
Yeah, I
And
saw
she was
her.
like,
I was like, is
I
that
think they,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure that's her.
I think both sides were like, is that them?
I'm
Is
pretty
that?
sure it's
Yeah. And she said that you guys were wearing masks.
No.
Wow.
Is that right? Do you
Oh,
wear masks
that's
to Solid
gay.
Core?
No, we had COVID.
Bro, you can't be super spreading at Solid Core.
Good for you.
No, we were wearing masks. We
Yeah.
weren't super spreading.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
think,
we're gonna cancel your ass.
no, we didn't.
What's the
actually
guy's
have
name from the
COVID.
Daily Beast? I want to email him.
Yeah,
after
call
this.
his pedophile ass
Yeah.
up, dude.
Yeah.
Is it Michael Jackson at the Daily Beast?
Littleboysandgirls.com. I don't know.
Yeah, something like
No,
that.
I think it was in like the test, like done with it, but testing. Or like
Yeah,
one of
smart.
us.
I was like, I don't think they're the types of people who would be.
we're not
wearing-
pussies, dude. We're not pussies.
Well, like who would go to a group fitness class, but then be
Dude.
fearful of everyone there and therefore wear masks.
wearing masks while going to the gym was like the
So bad.
worst thing. Like it would
So
be,
bad.
it would be in like your mask would be like wet.
But when I would do a Solid Core, I would feel like I was altitude training. I would like take off the mask and just like
that kind of
breathe
rules.
in
Yeah.
a fresh big ass. It felt strong.
That
I wanna
Solid
do
Core is
that
no
shit.
joke, man.
Have you ever done?
once.
So you've done it?
She brought me once.
Why don't you come through, dude?
I'm gonna
Look
come
up-
more. I want to come more.
Come more.
Let's do
I'm
it
in
all
the-
together.
I was there this morning.
I think
What is it? What do you do there?
You do it every day?
I do it like 3 days a week.
That's so nuts. So that means you're good at it. I'm not. It's really hard.
It is hard, but you're in better shape than
Oh,
I am.
for
So
sure.
it's like you still will be able to do
But
it.
it's such a specific set of muscles, and I don't really work on those a lot.
Really?
Yeah, it's all your core, man. I don't have that.
Yeah. You have glamour muscles though. You have glamour muscles galore.
I kind of do what KB does. I go to the gym and I'm like, what needs punishment today? All right, let's do
You
that.
just blast your ass. Just do a bunch of squats.
See something and I work on it. Speaking of, by the way, you know what's really fascinating to me right now is this Brittny Griner situation. Have you guys talked about that?
No, never.
You know Brittny Griner?
Nope.
He doesn't know any athletes, dude. He doesn't know fucking.
Oh, is this the girl that's in prison?
Yeah, she's in Russia.
Yeah.
She's a
Dumb
WNBA
bitch.
star, one of the best ever.
No, you know what really gets me going about that is the people who are like, shouldn't have brought the fucking drugs to this. Like people that are in America and like shouldn't have brought in drugs to an illegal drugs like country. It's like, dude, kill yourself.
Yeah.
It's like you really think she should be in Russian prison because she brought a dab pen?
It is insane.
Like these dudes, like if you look under like anytime like ESPN or any like sports company posts about it, all the comments are like, got what she deserved.
fucking
It's like,
drug
no, it's
addict.
because you hate women and you hate the WNBA. You think she should be in prison.
Why? What's your take on it?
Well,
Yeah, try and top that.
I mean,
bitch.
she, she's like 6'5" ish,
6'8".
and can
She's
jump.
6'8".
It's like, shouldn't she escape?
yeah.
Like, am I
there's
wrong
that,
about
too.
that? Like, can't she escape?
She should be stronger and bigger
Like,
than all
is
these.
this is the best. If LeBron were in prison over there, we'd be like, oh, he's gonna be fine. He'll be home soon. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
exactly.
I have no doubt that this woman is the best we've got
How have we not freed her yet?
in
though?
prison. Who and I would think could just certainly fight her way out. I
No,
don't,
but basketball players can't fight.
Really?
They're
WNBA
scrawny.
players.
They can fight better than NBA players. These are tough bitches. I saw a basketball clip this past weekend of a WNBA woman like trying to fight another WNBA woman, as if they were fucking big, strong men and they were going to fight each other
That's right.
at a
That's right.
fucking fifth of the price.
There's no G League for the WNBA. It's just federal prison.
yeah.
All those girls are picked off the yard.
It's like the longest yard.
That's
is
what
where
that's what it is,
Probably
man.
true.
They go to UConn, then they go to the yard, and then they go to the Sparks.
I mean, look! Imagine how good she's going to be when she gets out of Russian prison.
Oh, yeah.
how fucking tough she's training.
have that
She's
Michael Vick
probably
come
just
back.
training
yeah,
over there.
She is. She's
Drafted by
definitely
the
fucking
Eagles.
in the yard. She's
Yeah.
just going to be fucking absolutely yoked.
Yeah.
What is going on that we haven't gotten her out yet, though?
Nobody cares.
There's
They just
nothing to
don't
be.
care.
There's nothing to be done. I'm sure that Putin would be asking for like some prisoner that we have of theirs.
So let's just give it to him.
I mean, remember when Trump was
Who
tweeting
cares?
about like ASAP Rocky? He was like, ASAP
Yeah.
Rocky
he
needs
got
to
ASAP Rocky out, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Did
did.
he
out
get
of
Kodak
Sweden.
out too?
I think he did. He got
Yeah.
he freed the bros.
Yeah.
he
Now
freed all
Kodak's
the
back in
bros.
jail. Kodak's back in prison.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brittny Griner needs to.
This was interesting. They caught Kodak with 30 pills of OxyContin. How do you get caught with how do you dude, put it in your pants or something? It's 30 pills. It's
Just take
big.
them all.
Yeah.
Were they Hulks?
Die.
Put it under the
yeah.
Might have been Hulks.
They're probably the Hulks,
Might have
dude.
been the Hulk sandwich.
I don't really get how you get caught with pills.
Yeah, just say that they're like, just put them in a regular pill bottle. Like, who is going through pill bottles and being like,
well, yeah, why would they be going through pill? I mean, I guess I don't know. Yeah, I guess he's been arrested like 700 times too.
I bet was it who you said it was Kodak Black?
Yeah.
My guess is that even if he had put them in his pants, they would have fallen out the pant leg.
Yeah.
Those are the types of pants
he's
that
not that.
Yeah, he wears a wide, a gaucho, perhaps.
A boot cut.
He wears a boot cut.
He's been to prison like 10 times.
Or he was probably wearing some Allbirds, honestly.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Doubtful.
Oh wait, Allbirds is it's mainly footwear. So he could have just put them in his shoes if he were wearing some Allbirds.
That's right.
Allbirds is a footwear company that creates shoes that are made from natural materials that are better for you and they're better for the planet. It's the perfect everyday sneaker made with premium natural materials like a eucalyptus fiber. They're designed with a breathable knit that keeps your feet cool, and they're super lightweight, making them the perfect pair to take along on any adventure. I was wearing them the whole fucking time in France, dude. They thought that I was fucking rich, and I was just masquerading because they're very affordably priced. The Tree Runners, they gave it to us at the beginning of quarantine. It's my go-to running shoe.
It's the most comfortable sneakers I've ever owned.
They really are beautiful.
They really are nice.
There's cobblestone in our neighborhood. I'll run on the cobblestone. Incredible ankle support. It's a little bit wider on the sole. So
you've never once complained of a shin splint.
I don't get shin splints is why. That's exactly why. And that's exclusively thanks to our good friends at Allbirds for find your new favorite shoes for sunny days and upcoming travel at allbirds.com, ALLBIRDS.com. And we didn't ask Francis to say that they're fucking awesome.
No, they're the real deal.
He just said them. He said that of his own volition.
Team player.
Yeah.
I work here again.
You do now. You fucking do now.
I actually got that ad for this podcast.
Yeah, thank you. You fucking went out and just, I mean, you're a shrewd guy. You went out and did your own sales.
I walked right into Allbirds and I said, hey guys, help me out.
How about my boys?
I need something. I was like Jason Street getting that client.
Yeah, you were, dude. That was the least you could do.
Proving that even though I'm in a wheelchair, I can still be a good agent. Yeah.
You can, dude. And you hooked it up for us, bro. It was really an incredible mitzvah that you gave to us. What are you about to, you say you're going down to, you're going to Philly as well?
Yeah, I'm going tonight. McCusker, do you know, he does Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. He does a Monday show at Helium that's like working on new jokes.
Dude, talk about someone who's rich as fuck now, dude. He's rich as fuck.
He's
now
killing it.
Off that
He's killing
fucking
it.
You're going to Philly tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You want to go?
I would love to, but I can't.
He's not allowed in Philly without me.
No.
Oh, that's right. Are you going next week?
No, I'm going tomorrow.
Oh, you're going tomorrow?
And then Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to be his little chaperone around Philly.
It's an easy trip. You're going down?
I might go down for one of his shows.
Nice.
I don't know what I would do.
We can't promote it as that though, because then people are gonna be like, "Yo, where the fuck was Rone?" When you inevitably don't come.
Yeah, probably won't. He called me on one of his shows, and I just started saying hard slurs into the phone, so we had to hang up real quick.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. This is gonna be fun because I think. No, because I think like my Arlington shows, I was like really, really nervous, and I got really drunk, and that mistake.
Yeah, that's a battle.
Yeah,
that's a battle.
I was on stage just, ooh. This one I'm gonna take it nice and easy.
I'm going to Arlington this weekend. I'm doing Draft House this weekend.
That'll be fun.
I like that place.
Have you ever struggled with getting super fucked up before a bunch of your shows, or did you keep it pretty close to the chest?
If it's my show, I can't. Because it's too much time.
What do you mean?
If I'm headlining and I have to do 50 minutes or something,
you'll sober up.
Well, I don't know. I can't flounder for 50 minutes. It's too long. You start to see people in the audience who are like getting edgy and, a little bit fidgety because they're like, oh, this fucking sucks. Can we leave? And then you're like, oh God, what have I done? You know what I mean? You start to feel it. So I don't know. I have no problem bombing sober, because then I'm like, yeah, I just sucked. It was my fault. I tried.
But if you bomb fucked up, it's like, if I hadn't got fucked up, it might be due to my poor life decisions.
If I bomb fucked up, I feel ashamed. I'm like, I cheated these people out of what they paid for.
I bombed. I don't really drink much before. Like I'll have like a beer or two before I go up now, but I don't do what I used to do. What I used to do is I would just this is not even long. It was like a month ago, but I used to get bombed before every time I would go up. But when we did that drinking show, at the stand.
Just a little shot.
Yeah.
And then
Shot of water.
And then I did your show after.
Yeah.
And it's all girls in the crowd. They hated me.
No.
They hated me.
I thought they liked you.
And when you're drunk like that and you're like, I don't even know, like there's nothing I can do to recover right now because like my mind's not in the right spot.
Right.
Yeah.
See that? It's pretty nice.
Significantly better. It's like a core water.
I hate to be this guy. Is there any chance that I could get one more of these? These are so delicious.
Dude, of course, bro.
I'm sorry.
Whatever you need, dude. We'll roll out the red carpet for you.
I guess he just went to the bathroom. So I honestly, I don't even want to go out there yet. I don't know who's out there.
Yeah, you really don't.
No
it could be fucking Dave.
It could be Big Cat
With
being
the
like,
fucking-
oh shit, is this a fan?
It really might be.
Hello, Dan. Hello, Daniel.
Daniel Katz.
Daniel Katz, government name.
Start rattling off his social security number. We can't talk about that one project that you were going to work on, can we?
You know, we could. Oh, look at that! You got fire trucks going by.
Yep.
All right, we won't talk about it.
No,
We
no,
won't
it's
talk
not that we. It's not that we can't.
Probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't right
probably
now.
for the best.
For
Yeah,
the, for the
probably
best right now.
Yeah,
But it would be cool if we could have.
I think there's some fun developments coming up
Oh, really?
on that.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Still moving along.
That's fucking great then.
So it's been good.
Fuck yes,
Yeah.
dude. That's incredible. It's always great to be able to work on a wide array of different things. And that's got to be part of what you miss of being in here, that there's just like a bunch of different things. Sometimes it probably get annoying when it's like someone's like, you got to be at this shoot at like 8 a.m. in fucking wherever the fuck. And you have to like wear some Asics or something.
Or, no, yeah, I wish I could wear some Allbirds.
Yeah, Allbirds would be the ones.
attaboy.
Those would truly be the ones. This has all been the fucking ad read. No, what was the like? Didn't you have like some kind of like shoe deal where you were doing like all these like fitness videos or some shit like that?
I did. You know, I did.
No,
I
you
had
did
a
bird
deal,
dogs,
deal
right?
with Puma.
Oh.
I had a deal with Puma while I was here.
At Barstool.
And you know
did.
something? This is a pebble in my Allbird.
Let's get it all
This
out.
is a pebble in my shoe.
Yeah.
So I you know, you asked if I keep up with some of the stuff at Barstool, and as I said, I do. And what ends up happening is sometimes my name will get mentioned around these parts, and then whoever has seen the video of that, thank you very much. Whoever's seen the video of that on Twitter will clip it and then tag me in it.
Yeah.
These people who just want to really put a pebble in my shoe.
They want to like, get the unrest back into your life.
Yeah.
Like you've been peaceful and they want to slip a pee under your mattress.
They want to send a hornet up my bonnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
And
motherfuckers.
So I'm doing fine. And then I get the people do that. They're like, did you see what Dave said about you on the rundown or whatever? And one time I'd gotten courtside tickets to the Celtics.
Yes.
And he started making fun of my dad.
He did?
Yeah, he was like, he's got all his daddy's money. And I'm like, well, no, I got the tickets for free, but they worked through a friend of my dad. but I didn't pay for them.
There was no money in exchange. It was
yeah.
more of just like his good relationship.
I wish I could have said that though.
Yeah.
For the cleared up the record. But the one I saw that bothered me was that I think it was like they sort of rewrote the reasons for why I was fired a little bit. And it came out that he said something like he's really bad at working with the sales team. He refused to do ads, and that's just not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Oh, I remember him saying that actually.
I had a ton of ads. I had an 8-video, or I think it was a 5-video Puma deal. I did a big thing for Roman where I wear all those different outfits and costumes and like makeup and stuff. And then I had a Burger King ad. I did a Trunk Club thing. The point is, it's not
You
that
played
I was,
ball. You're
it's
saying
not
you
that
played ball.
It's not that I wasn't willing to do them. What happened was, I was getting these companies that would message me and say, hey, we love your Instagram. Would you be willing to do an ad for us? And then I asked one day if I was allowed to do that because they were just willing to pay me, a couple $1,000 or something. It would have been nice. And they told me, no, you're not allowed to do that. That's a workaround against for the sales team. All ads that you do on your social media have to be through you. And I said,
Makes
okay,
sense, yeah.
totally fine. That's fair. But then the sales team hit me with one day where they were like, we've sold ads on your Instagram.
Oh, on your personal?
Yeah. And they were like, we want you to do a series of ads on your Instagram. And I was like, are you going to give me any money? Because I had built my Instagram, and certainly I had received spill off and growth from having worked here, but not everyone here had the same Instagram number. And therefore they were not all created equal. Right. And it was thought that our personal social media handles and platforms were our own. And when the sales team came to me and said that, I was like, well, if I'm not allowed to do my own, am I supposed to do these things. And I actually went to Dan Katz and I said, is this right? And he was like, no, they're not supposed to tell you to do that. So then I went to Dave and Dave was like, okay, yeah, I guess, you don't have to do it. And to Dave's credit, he was like, you should take one for the team. And I should have.
Yeah.
I should have done something there. I should have done it. I should have done it, but that's it's a
corporation.
That's where the idea
for the team.
That's where the idea started, that I was like unwilling to do ads. And it's not that I was unwilling to do ads. It was just to do with my own Instagram.
Yeah, it is tough.
Sense?
It is tough when it's like you could have gotten it directly to you if you just didn't say anything to anybody.
Yeah.
If you had been in a asking forgiveness, not permission type of phase.
And that's the other thing. There were people who were posting.
Yes, and that's the problem with it, is that
ads.
people that there will be people
still do that. I don't know if I see anyone do that.
Sometimes you'll see like they'll be like, I got this from this place. It's like, we know what's going on there.
Yeah.
Well, we know what kind of sneak shit.
I mean, the cameo thing is pretty crazy.
Oh, people, Frank Fleming is the fucking one of the top 5 creators on Cameo.
Yeah.
Is that
Fuck,
right?
I got a piss now too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
My point is, there's this like a gray area of sort of trading on the name a little bit. And it was hard to listen to this hard and fast policy when all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I'll abide by that. Look, I feel bad. Again, I was wrong. I should have just sucked it up and done it. But that's where that came from. And for the record, I was always doing ads here and I knew that was a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Because that's job security here.
Yeah, it is. Rone does ads 20 times a day.
The more ads that you do, the more they will see that you're bringing money in. And that truly is the best way to armor your position here.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Well, look at us. Huh?
I know, right?
Now that he's gone, we got nothing.
I know.
No.
Yeah, so St. Louis, you excited?
I am. I've never been there.
No, neither have I.
It's the murder capital of America.
Yeah. It's one of the nicest cities in the country. I've heard that. And I'm glad we're going.
I am excited.
It's going to be really fun.
I wonder if they're going to give us each our own hotel room if we're splitting one. I think.
Oh no, I think we're sleeping like in the green room of the club.
Gonna get cozy. Gonna see my dick. See ya. I'm excited. St. Louis, what's it known for? The Arch.
The Blues.
The Blues.
Oh, they slice
hockey
their
team,
bagels weird.
Do
They slice it like white bread.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a
Very
second.
They
Hang
take
on
a bagel and they'll cut it into 16 pieces.
Are you for real?
I don't hate that at all.
That way you can butter or cream cheese every side.
That actually sounds kind of good.
That might not be true. He might just be messing with us.
He could be.
I like that though. If you are.
He could be.
So okay, how's life for you? How are you doing here? Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm having a good time. Things have been going well recently. It's been a good summer.
Yeah. You seeing anybody?
No, just me, myself, and I.
Well, when we get to St. Louis, you're gonna have to roll up those. You're gonna roll up those sleeves because you're gonna be fisting.
Yeah,
You're gonna be doing a lot of fisting with
For the both of you.
those
Yep.
big old vaginas.
that is what St. Louis is known
Bet
for.
a lot of those young
the
women
fisting
out
capital
there
of the city.
have had triplets and stuff. They're gonna be
Oh
loose.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, they got the widest vaginas
Is it actually
in
the
St.
murder?
Louis.
Is it actually the murder capital?
It is. It's chicks sticking 16-part bagels up their poons.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Buttering every side.
Dude.
Butter and cream cheese.
Look at that.
Wow. I actually kind of love that.
I don't hate it. I don't hate
I think
it.
that's going to be great.
Bagel slicer?
Dude, we're going to eat so many bagels out there.
Oh, those St. Louis style?
Mhm.
Yeah. That's where
wow.
they're
Did you
going
know
for
that?
their
Did you know that?
joint show.
Is there St. Louis style bagels?
That you knew that St. Louis, they slice their bagels that way?
I kind of put I feel I've heard of St. Louis style shit. Don't they have like a weird pizza or something that they do, like St. Louis style hot
The
dogs?
Barstool main page posts this like twice a year
Oh
for
yeah,
engagement. They're like, look at this.
Huh.
And then, yeah.
Huh.
those
At-
fucking freaks.
Barstool St. Louis.
I actually texted Gaz and let him know about that shoulder video I did.
Yeah,
I was like, listen, I know it's probably not going to happen, but this is the highest engagement I've ever had. And if you put it on the main page, I bet it would explode. And he was like, LOL, probably would.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
Because he and I used to obsess over engagement. I'd do those Game of Thrones songs, stuff like that. And anytime I could get something of my own on the main page, you just get like,
Dude, what's crazy is
12,000 followers.
they now they've like will prioritize stuff that's made by us rather than
good.
just viral stuff all
Well,
over.
they have to because all the viral stuff gets taken down now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What?
Instagram incentivizes it. like reposting viral clips doesn't
doesn't
do
pop.
what it used
Apparently,
to.
the guidelines on Instagram are
They want
fucked.
original content.
Interesting.
But Sass doing a skit will do insane numbies. So if you had been back in the building, if you had still been working here, they'd be posting every single one of them
Damn.
to the fucking tunes of fucking.
I'd be doing as
hate
well as
clicks.
Caleb.
Yeah.
I'd probably be doing as well as him.
He does fucking crazy numbies, bro.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
He's doing fucking
He's
great.
killing it.
Is there anybody that you had like beef with while you were here?
Yeah. Come on, talk some shit.
I'm
Other
trying
than Ebony?
I'm trying.
Obviously
to think.
Ebony.
No.
Well, she still hates you. I don't know.
I will say that one thing that actually was really nice was the day I got fired. I mean, I think something like 98% of the content people texted me and were like, dude, I'm so sorry. It's a joy working with you. And it made me realize like I didn't really have enemies here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it was one-sided. Like you didn't like people, but they liked you. So that then suddenly you like them.
Look.
If someone likes me, I will like them back. Fuck it.
Yeah. There were, your usual suspects. Like Nate ground my gears a lot, but he's also been great in sense. And I have this begrudging love for Nate.
Yeah.
Because I think he's very good at what he does, and I respect him, and he was also very nice to me in the wake of all of that. But man, he used to make me so mad when I worked here.
In what ways?
Like one time he, I was doing Barstool breakfast. So for a year, I didn't miss a single show. A whole year, Monday through Friday, did not miss a show.
6 a.m.
7 a.m.
7
But we'd be in at
Insane.
6. So 6, and then I'd be here, and then I'd stay after and write blogs all day, and then I'd like go on the road on the weekend for stand-up. So I was just exhausted all the time. And one day on a Friday, I did Barstool breakfast, I wrote all my blogs, and then I left at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock on a Friday.
What did he hit you with that half day?
He took a picture of me walking out and then put a timestamp next to it and tweeted, like, guess someone's having a half day.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I feel like that part of the
And I was like, what the fuck, man?
yeah.
It's
Dude, when I
definitely-
first started,
it's all over the place. It's like that here.
Yeah.
I feel like.
when I first started, he would I remember it was like the first Rough and Rowdy that I was here for, and I wasn't in New York, but it was a weekend or something, and I logged on Twitter, and Nate just tweeted the Rough and Rowdy link, and then at me, as in like, why aren't you start promoting? Retweet this, and I'm like, dude, like,
It's the same
rough and
affliction.
rowdy. I'm like, you think that, like, you think, I don't know.
Dude, I gotta say, some of the numbers that I've seen people get paid for some of these Rough and Rowdies,
it's
made me
insane.
strongly consider trying to do it. And I have a great
What's your price?
I have a great opponent
Who?
that I think would really generate some downloads. Sean Avery.
The bike guy?
No,
the
the
hockey
hockey
guy?
player, yeah.
But he city bikes all over. He's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
staunch bike guy. But
Yeah.
yeah, Sean Avery would fight you?
I think he would, because I was doing alternate side parking, and that was starting to, grow. And then one day he did filmed people doing it. So everyone tagged me in his video that he had posted. And then I just like retweeted or wrote something really passive aggressive, like, I guess this is, I said something like, hard to believe that he's now taking my sloppy seconds, which was a callback to the thing he got in trouble for in
Right.
the NHL. If you
Right.
remember when Elisha Cuthbert, he had dated her, who was Jack Bauer's daughter on 24.
Of course.
And then she
She was in The Girl Next Door as well.
yeah,
right?
amazing. And she dated him, and then she started dating Dion Phaneuf, I think, who was the defenseman for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Avery, in a press conference, or was in the locker room and pulled a camera person over and was like, I'm trying to figure out why all these guys in the league keep dating my sloppy seconds. Like, what's that about? And he thought it'd be funny, but he got like suspended. And like all the players in the league were like, that's so fucked. Like, what is he doing? And it was a mark on his resume, I guess. But
So you tried to give it to him.
made a
give it
call back to that. And it just is like a joke. He doesn't know who I am. And then he went on his podcast and spent half an hour like talking about how I'm like just shitting on me. I didn't even listen to it, but I heard a friend of mine listen to it for me and was like, yeah, don't listen to it.
Oh, I would listen to every
Just
second.
saying like calling me the worst names and all this. So I was like, oh, that would be somebody that people would assume would be a fair fight. He's a former NHL antagonist. He's
he
been
was an
in fights.
instigator. He would fight a lot.
I think a lot of people would probably think he'd beat me, but I'm somewhat athletic.
What's your
and
price? What are you asking for?
I don't know. See, the problem is
Dude,
like
you could definitely do it.
the problem is that I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid for my brain.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah,
I've had concussions.
Like Brendan Schwab.
I don't want. Yeah, I don't really like. I don't know. So
You
what
say
is
like
the
Charles
number?
Schwab?
Wait, how do you pronounce it?
Schwab?
Schwab? My bad.
You said Schwab.
I said Schwab.
Brendan Schwab. That's where I get my advice, my investment advice from.
The number would I'd have. It's like Jose Canseco got $1 million.
Yeah,
right?
And he took a
$1 million.
dive.
I mean,
too.
if I got paid $1 million, yeah, I'd spend 3 minutes in the ring with Sean Avery. No problem.
Yeah. How about
Maybe
half a million?
maybe 500. Yeah, I'd do
Half
it for
a
What
million.
about
I'd probably
100?
do it
You wouldn't do it for 100? I guess I wouldn't do it for 100.
I might do it for 100. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Maybe.
know. I don't know.
40.
What are they paying? What are they paying the
about
Barstool
$100
employees now to do it?
So I think that
I think
Dave
a
just said,
lot.
but I also heard like he's not going to pay some people. Like I think he was like, oh, if Doug's is like asking about a contract, like I'm not going to pay Doug's to fight in Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah.
But I think some other people have been offered 6-figure. Like
I think Jersey
deep into
Jerry
6
and
figures.
Nadeau, I think that fight they got paid a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm pretty
pretty
sure got 6 figures. Other
Jeez.
people have
I
been.
think they both got 6 figures just for fighting.
Yeah, it's been.
And I'm pretty sure they've been public about that, right?
That's
I'm not like, exposing
unbelievable.
information.
some
Yeah.
big
That's
guarantees have been offered.
Dude, I got paid $1,500 for winning the fucking spelling bee.
Yeah, it is a ton of. I mean,
And I didn't get shit for winning the combine.
no, and now people are getting paid. I mean, there's all these kinds of.
Can't say.
Huh?
I was gonna say something, but like we can't talk about it.
Yeah, there were multiple things that people have gotten paid
There's
for recently.
Tournaments like weekly here now, where people are like, oh yeah, it's like 200K on the line.
Oh, it's these games. These game shows.
Game shows.
Those are paying people really well.
Yeah,
Dude, I would do
PVA.
that shit. Are
What
you
did
kidding?
they get for Barstool America?
40,000.
Yeah, 5,500 or 36.
40,000 split 5 ways, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, that's not.
And then a
very good.
house
That's not
too,
great.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They could party in a shore house.
That's
or some
not-
shit like
that's
not
fine.
crazy.
that's
Exactly.
fine.
Yeah.
6 figures for one person for a boxing match.
That's-
Rough and Rowdy is
the
probably
very
the
good.
highest
It's 3
paying.
1-minute rounds. That's a joke. You can evade.
It's impossible to get hurt.
You
Yeah.
can evade that whole time. And then if you
one dude got fucking KO'd.
Which guy?
Who was the guy that? Who was the guy that?
Shizat the Rizat was always knocking people out. or
Yeah,
some
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, but that would be awesome. You against Sean Avery would be cool as fuck. How tall is he? He's like 5'10" or something like that. He's a little bit smaller,
he's probably a little smaller,
Oh, you could wreck
but
him.
he's so feisty though.
but he knows what he's doing. He might beat the shit out of me. I'm fully aware of that.
But I really wouldn't say that like hockey fights have much like correlation to real fights.
They're better than
That's
you.
a more just like
They probably, dude, all those guys who knew they would go into a season and fight, they would all box in the off season.
yeah, it makes sense.
All the time. That's half of their training, probably.
But they're like grabbing onto each other's jerseys and shit.
Yeah.
and sunglasses.
Yeah.
Dude, this
What?
No, that part threw me off.
no, it's
you
actually
said that?
earbuds.
Oh,
Oh, sunglasses.
These
Never mind.
Raycon everyday earbuds. We
was
got
thinking
these a while
Ray-Bans.
ago, and I've been waiting for us to have this ad because they just like gave them to us. They're incredible earbuds. They're like, this is off script, but they're the only earbuds. I have weird shaped ears. They're the only earbuds that have ever stayed inside of my
while you
eardrum.
walk as
When
well.
I could walk, run with them,
Mhm.
like bike to work with them, dude. They are called the everyday earbuds because they're just that. They look, feel, and sound better than ever. It's Raycon's everyday earbuds, optimized gel tips, perfect fit in the ear. You can get 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. And I feel like it's longer than that. I feel like they're underselling it because these last forever. Raycons are priced just right. You'll get quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. Get Raycon everyday earbuds, and they're both Siri and Alexa compatible. Go to buyraycon.com/boydad today. Get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/boydad to score 15% off. Buyraycon.com/boydad.
Mm.
Isn't it
Hell of
crazy
a
that we actually have ads on this show?
It's good. This is good for him.
Yeah, massive.
He needs this. This is going to go well
I
in
don't know
your
if
next contract negotiation.
I don't know if Offended the Musical ever got
We
mad.
didn't get there. We didn't get there, but we had fun.
I was a fan of Offended the Musical.
We were fucking
listened
chopping.
to
There
it
was a
in
lot
its
of really funny
entirety,
shit that went
probably.
on. Yeah, there was only like 15 episodes.
Yeah,
So
we didn't do a ton, but man, I had a good time.
it was harder to do than just the
It was
episode where
hard.
you come in and talk the shit
It was
or
hard.
shoot the shit.
It was hard. That was probably what sunk us in the end. We both silently
Were they-
realized like this is so much work.
Were they monthly?
No,
No,
we
it
were
was-
putting out one a week, I think.
It was weekly.
Yeah, that
like
was
a
probably too
15
much.
week stretch.
So much work, but they were incredible.
There's a lot to come up with. It was creative.
It was cool to see you. That was to me.
Dude, it was cool to see you
That was to me seeing you at the height of your powers. Or
making up songs.
just how quickly you realized we'd stumbled upon something that was worth singing about. How well you could improvise funny in a song like that. It's one thing to sing a song, improvise it, and just make it rhyme or even make it make sense. It's a whole nother thing
To
to
come
have
up
it
with a
be
funny idea.
And I was multiple. You were running circles around me.
That's not true at all, but it was fun as fuck. But now we're doing what you and Sass did with a comedy earlier, just this fucking gracious dick suck off.
And now you two should do something to celebrate each other, and I'll just
No,
go
no,
fuck
no.
myself.
No, it's nice.
No,
we
we
have
don't
a
do
nice butting heads type of thing going on here.
Oh, nice.
It fucking works.
Yeah.
It works real fucking good.
We're just busting balls.
Yeah, we just love to fucking bust balls
Oh, I love
as a way to
busting some
fucking
balls.
mask our insecurities, dude. It
Mhm.
fucking works super good.
Mhm.
It works extremely well. You're about to be
Extremely real.
You're about to be down in Philly. Yeah, really real. Dude, I went out with all Sass's friends this past weekend. He's the shortest one of his friends.
Come on,
Every one of them is taller than him.
you're tall.
Those are
and
like-
that's what informs his personality. He has like a little Napoleon
No, but
complex among
those-
his crew friends,
a lot of those
his
are like
rowing friends.
Did you row?
no, a lot of those kids are like for kids that
They
I'm
row.
like that I went to high school with, who
And they're
I'm,
all on the
kind
crew
of friends
team.
with, and we all hung out, but like those kids are like all like freakishly tall, but they're also all like D1 athletes.
Tall, good looking. They bully the fuck out of you. And that's what informs his
Nah,
personality, dude.
nah,
He just is, he's been fighting back the entire time as they just fucking
It was
dummy him.
wild how short I looked though compared to them.
Yeah.
But
he-
what are you 6'2", something
I'm
like that?
6 feet.
Oh,
So no, he's 6 and change. He's a little bit taller than that.
he's
I-
not tall.
He has
I'll-
good
I'll
height on
show
him.
you this picture.
And they all tower over him. He looks like such a coward among these fucking dudes.
Damn.
Among these actual fucking men, dude.
Hate to see
Look
that.
at this picture.
Wow, I'd like to meet some of them.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
affable guys.
I don't even know two of those kids in the picture.
Are any of them Ivy?
No.
I don't waste your time, bro.
Should have started with that.
You don't want to waste your time. You gonna stop by Wharton while you're down in Philly?
Yeah, I'd maybe dip a toe.
Yeah,
Dip a toe.
go kiss the ring while you're down in Philly.
I'm excited to get down there. I love those guys. This is the whole Shane Gillis orbit.
He's got a big orbit now.
Yeah, his orbit's pretty big.
Who are some people that are in his orbit? Would you say?
Well, it's everyone who appears in the Gillian Keeves things.
Yeah.
So it's, Tim Butterly and McCusker and McKeever and
you Garvis
O'Connor
guys, yeah.
and Tommy Pope
yep.
and all those guys. It's just the whole Philly crew. Philly's churned out such a renaissance of like comedians that are so well liked. That's, I think, the biggest differentiator. They just like these guys who came up in Philly versus New York. The Philly crew is like, they're all friends. They're all nice. They're funny as hell. And they're well liked by everyone.
Are they actually nice or are they bullies and
No.
they're just
They're
really nice dudes?
They're really nice guys. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Shane came in and did a case race with us, and I think that he had a bad time. I'm actually positive he had a bad time.
So that's
No,
another
he had a
thing
good time. Like he told me after, he was like, I had a blast. He's like, I didn't realize they went that bad. So he said he had a bad time afterwards.
I saw some clip about Stephen Che trying to fight him. What the
Dude,
fuck
it
is
was
that
crazy.
about? Why would he do that?
Yeah, why would
What
he do
happened?
that? Too?
And I don't think that was a joke at all. I thought it was a joke in the
No,
moment.
it was. He was like, I was playing into my character on the show, dude. But
Was Stephen Che drinking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So then
yeah.
probably wasn't a joke.
Yeah, we don't need to dive too deep into this. This is a part of my life I'm trying to
What happened
not
to
think
you?
about ever
Why?
again.
What happened?
Just a bad performance. And I checked like yesterday, it's got like 500,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
in like 2 weeks.
It'll be. That's it's just
It'll
the things
hit a
that-
million and then it'll really pop.
You know,
Francis should come in for a case race though.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
You should.
I thought about it.
That'd
That
be
The
would
next
be
one's
Not
my
a-
birthday,
nobody's
so I
asked
think
me.
I get the invites.
What's
Yeah.
that?
The next one's my birthday, October.
Wow.
Invite Francis.
Yeah, we'll see.
I would. We'll see
I'm
what
gonna
I.
sit this one out. Just
do
Diet
for Owen.
Cokes.
You are. You're just gonna be sitting front row from it.
Dude, it's gonna be hard to like get morale up to the point where people are gonna be like, okay, yeah, like let's do. This is a good idea to do this again.
No, we need a buffer one.
Yeah.
We all look terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
We
I
all
don't want,
We all
like-
came off so bad, dude.
It's gonna not. I'm not gonna have the same excitement where I'm like, oh, I'm pumped to get fucked up. Like I never want to be that drunk again on camera ever.
Yeah, it's shameful.
Damn.
But people want to do it though. It's like as an outsider, you
Oh, it looks
still are
fun.
like it would be fun to be in there just mixing it up, talking shit with the boys.
I'm trying to think. So it's 24 beers, 2 people, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
12.
God, I just don't know. I don't know what I'm capable of.
Because you haven't pushed your body in that way.
I've never. Well, it's definitely the case that I've had more drinks than that, but wasn't counting and didn't really know.
Yeah.
And
But that's usually a long.
probably
period
in
of
a
time.
longer period of time. But
You got to be on like acid or something. I was talking to my boy Mike this past weekend about it, and like being on acid would be the true PED, where you could just drink like a fish and not get more fucked up. Maybe you wouldn't notice, and
That
you'd be
sounds
out of
like-
your mind.
That sounds like
it
very
get worse.
Yeah.
Dude, I think you can drink a
psychologically
lot on
dangerous.
acid. I think that it's possible to just fucking pound beers on acid. Only one way to find out, boys.
Well, how many did you have?
Fewer than him.
Rone, you had like maybe 3. Maybe
We really
3
shouldn't
beers.
do this.
Yeah.
What is this? Why is everyone so walking on eggshells about this case race?
Because it's a bad time.
What do you
of our
mean?
lives.
It was just so consensus that everybody, like each one of us took our lashings publicly in like a fucking terrible way. Like each one of us felt so bad about what the internet was saying, but then like whoever was sitting next to you got it way worse. Like it was,
Jesus.
it was terrible.
I got it the worst.
Did
and then Shane got
anybody-
it the second worst?
Did anybody have a positive experience? Did anyone come
Will
out?
Compton?
Will Compton kind
Will
of, but he
Compton.
like took his pants off when we saw that his dick he was having a bad dick day, and so like even if it was a good
But
experience,
I think Will
like,
Compton just came off good because he like wasn't being I mean, I guess that is coming off good because he wasn't being annoying.
I
So,
thought about
guess
what
that's how
I
it
would
usually
do
goes.
if I were invited, and I think my whole idea would just be to come in and just try to laugh, because I know people would try to get me to rise to the bait,
yeah,
because I'm a pretty easily
baitable,
I'm ruffled.
yeah.
I get ruffled pretty
get feathers.
easily.
But this was like the thing was the first one wasn't like this at all. Like there was no bad blood in the first one.
So it might have been some. I got
Yeah.
bad feedback from that one. But you're saying that you would just try to. Not,
I would want to laugh. I would just laugh whenever someone was like Francis, and I'd be like, that's funny. That's what that'd be my whole goal.
You should have. That would be the smart.
And
thing to do.
I want to see how long could I commit to actually
did that-
staying with the game plan.
No, you would lose a game plan
No,
5
no.
years in.
If you did
Like,
this, if
fuck
I
you.
would. I
if
think
you
I
did
would.
that on this last case race, you would have came out and be like, dude, Francis is the fucking best.
Yeah.
Like I love him.
Yeah, that's what I need.
No, but you'd be 6 beers in, you'd be like, Big Cow, why don't you say hi to me?
Yeah.
Why do I have to call you by your fucking name?
Yeah.
Let the cowboy collar tackle you to
Dude.
get your attention in public.
It was like 7 dudes in a room, like furiously drunk, like angry.
Damn.
Yeah, as is. I mean, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. I don't know.
But
That's
it was
how
just
that's
so-
what happens to the body when you
Sounds
drink
pretty
like
good,
that.
actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking sweet.
Mm.
It's kind of fucking fun. But whatever it is, I feel like this has kind of broken the seal. And I hope that you can come back and do more shit. We saw Large in the lobby, and
Yeah.
he was like, come back and do some whatever they're planning. I don't want to spoil it if it's not mine to spoil.
No, yeah. I there's nothing, no secret really. Just I'm curious if they're going to let you release this episode.
No, they will.
It'd
We're
be
just not
so
gonna
much.
say anything
It'd be
to
so
anyone.
much time that
It
we
would
had
kind
spent.
of rule if they didn't.
For
and
nothing.
Then we were like, fuck it, we'll Andrew Schultz it.
Yeah, we're gonna buy the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. We're buying the episode back from the
It's
street.
We're mailing
$15 to
checks to
watch this
Allbirds.
episode.
Raycon.
I love
Gonna be a
that.
ton of money for them to watch it. But dude, thank you for coming in.
Oh, thank you guys.
Drop the
Pleasure.
dates
Yeah,
again.
drop some
Come
dates.
see me and Sass at St. Louis Helium, July 28th to the 30th. Then we are in, I believe it's Jersey City on August 4th. And we're in Red Bank, New Jersey, where I was born, August 10th.
You're born in New Jersey?
Yeah, I lived there till I was three or four.
Damn.
Yeah, that's where my family's from. You can get tickets at francisellis.com. I would give his email. I would give Sass's website, but he doesn't have
like
one.
fucking. I don't even know.
Yeah, so just go to
Combination of
francisellis.com.
numbers and letters.
Click on shows, and you will
Tumblr.u77420643.
you'll find the ticket links there.
How old were you when you met Harrison Ford?
I was 9.
I think about the picture all the time, and I'm always like, will I be able to give my son a gift of meeting someone on Harrison Ford's level? Like, who's the Harrison Ford of the day? And do I have enough access to him? Who would be my Harrison Ford that I could let someone meet?
It's hard
Drake?
to top.
You have a picture of you and Drake.
Yeah, but I'm saying I couldn't be like, hey, Drake, meet my 9-year-old son.
Oh,
like, I don't think it would be like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't even meet his own.
He doesn't even want to. Yeah, fuck. You stole that. I was so close. So close.
Let's fucking go. Fuck him, dude. You could easily be a fucking
I
stand-up.
had it and I was so close.
You should be in Philly with Francis.
Yeah, you should. Go to Philly with Francis tonight.
But I hope
All right.
hope to someday get my own Harrison Ford and a son that I could introduce them both to each other.
Let's have some sons. We should have sons
run it
soon.
back.
Simultaneously.
He won't even meet his own.
We can bring him to solid core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I said he wouldn't even meet his own.
Is that a Drake lyric?
No, because Drake does abandon his kid.
You want like air horns after it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be dope.
Love it.
That'll be dope. Francis, appreciate you, bro.
Love you guys.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
coming on.
much. What a thrill.
That was awesome.
Fun.
That was fucking awesome.